All right.
Hey everybody, this is Grimcat, and we are here for some Dungeons and Dragons on a Wednesday. I guess that's not super important. We are playing 5th edition. We are in the campaign setting of the Seas of Vodaria, and we're sort of in a campaign of my own design. As I mentioned, I go by Grimcat. I am the DM for this game. And we're going to go down and do a quick introduction of ourselves. Just say hi and who you're playing. So we will start just right on down the line with Nyx.
Yes, I'm Nix. I'm 420 MYK or Gypsy.
And then we'll move right on down to Sharver.
I'm I'm Shafa, Halfling Rogue, also known as Mufasa.
We'll move down to Tythrin.
Hi.
Fantastic. We'll move on down to Exori.
Hi, Kia, playing Azori.
All right. And last but not least, Kaya.
Hi. I'm Sergio, playing Kaya.
Okay, so last thing we did, let's do a whole recap. We were here where the sort of birds were that Shafira obviously hails from. We met up with Nick successfully. That happened in the episode before. And then we traveled down along the coast and we found the rest of our... Well, not exactly the rest of... the remaining, much better. Way to put it, of everybody who was on the ship. Somewhere around the lines of about half the people who were on the ship, however, are certainly unaccounted for. Although now everyone has a name, I suppose, so that's something. We learned a couple of things from them. We learned the big key things are that it's going to be sort of hard to get off the island. From a technical standpoint, from their view, it's going to be quite difficult to create a ship. You know, they don't have the tools to do so, and while they have some of the basic knowledge to do so, they're certainly not experts on it. It's much different keeping a ship running than it is building a ship. We decided, sort of they and you, that we should go out and explore the surroundings a little bit more. We sort of had a loose idea in our heads, I believe, that we would sort of prepare the way with the village folk. Hey, not to alarm anybody, but there's, 20 or so people on the other side of the island. It has been revealed that they have been seriously, let's say, putting a damper on the birds who are living right up here, which is one of sort of the no-nos that you were told certainly not to do, not even to go near. One of the other reasons why we are exploring the island is that there was a group of sailors from the shipwreck who were exploring. The last they were headed was sort of towards the center of the island, or wherever. They didn't know exactly it'd be the center. And they went, and it disappeared. We found one of the other landmarks that we were told not to go to, which is the Druid's Grove. We had sort of a rough encounter with an entity known as a mulch ooze. Not as nasty as some oozes, but certainly no pushover, as we sort of found out. It dropped one of our members unconscious within just a couple of rounds.
May I interrupt here a bit?
Yes.
That, by the way, upon being dropped, I forgot about something, but I have this. So, my real form is actually revealed when I dropped unconscious. Would have been revealed.
And what is your real form? Could you?
I'm gonna share it in the group chat, and then describe it.
Mhm.
Wait a second. You're not a human.
Yeah. No.
Interesting developments.
But this is looks very similar to how she used to look, but her skin turns blue. Her hair is no longer hair. It's like kind of this like kind of like small tentacle they're like fillers of some sort. And her face is rather similar, but she doesn't have any eyebrows, and she has some sort of gems decorating her forehead. That's basically it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that came with is we sort of snagged one of the fruits after killing one of the oozes, and rather quickly left as a second ooze was coming upon us. And that is pretty much exactly where we left off. Kaya is stable, but still unconscious. Shafira is bloodied.
Did Shafira get hit that fight? I don't remember her getting hit.
I believe she did.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And we have more or less just left what we certainly hope is the ooze's range, although we're not entirely sure. Is there anything that I left out? I feel that was mostly everything.
The fruit.
We got the fruit. I mentioned.
But we have to eat it. How much experience did we get? Because I know you posted in chat, but I didn't bother to look at that.
Goodness, I believe it was 100.
Yes, 100.
How do I know level 3? What is level 3?
900.
900.
Okay, that's such a weird number. Yeah. So we're back here. And we've left the oozes, correct?
We have
safe.
left the oozes, our friends sort of in tow.
Hey, wait, where's my fruit?
I erased
Alright, man, I remember. Is Kaya, or is it Kaya?
Kaya.
Or Kaya?
Kaya. Yeah.
Is she stable now?
She was stable.
She's stable.
Yes.
She's been about an hour.
Stable.
And
but
is she still blue?
unconscious?
Yes, because
She's blue, yeah, but she's unconscious.
Mhm.
Okay, she's unconscious. It seems that I don't know if this is a thing anyone would know, but does anybody happen to know what she is? Because I don't know if I would know.
Also, like, she's a little bit shorter than she used to be. She was already short, but she's a little bit shorter now.
A little shorter.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that would be a question for Grim. Are Voda common races?
Because I mean, out of character, I've no
they're
clue.
certainly not common. They're not impossibly rare, but
And would they be like changelings where, like, most of the time you don't see them in their true form? Or is that just, that's what Thing chose for Kaya?
Yeah, most of the time you'd see them as masquerading as the most common race in the island they're at.
Yeah. So they're like changelings then. So chances are we haven't seen Vodari at all. Or Voda, I should say.
Yeah, Voda.
Unless you're like really trusted by them.
Yeah.
I'll say that I've never seen one before.
I mean, you could have maybe heard about them as well, like about changelings, but who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe
like
Nyx. I divert to Nyx about if this is another changeling,
well,
except blue.
no, it's certainly not a changeling. I mean, we tend to be like completely lacking pigments, and she kind of waves her hand over her body. I should say that, like me, we're all white. This would probably be some other form of shapeshifter or changeling. I'd guess an aquatic-based one, based by the colorings and the I guess what you'd call hair.
Interesting. I'm just sort of give like a shrug because it's all beyond me.
If I'm quite honest, I don't honestly know too much about, you know, all of the races. I mean, I'm the only one of my kind that I've ever really heard or met.
Are changelings born? I mean, this is a sort of in character question. Or like,
Yeah, yeah, we're born just like any other race. I mean,
do you
I
not
don't
have
expect
parents?
uh, you. Do we have to give the robot the birds and the bees talk?
But you said you've never seen another changeling. You've never
Oh,
seen your parents?
I grew up in an orphanage.
Let's see. Uh, well, maybe one day you can reconnect with your kind. I'd give
Uh,
Nyx like I guess I wouldn't give her a pat on the shoulder because I'm holding you know our other changeling friend.
Maybe, but from what I've heard, changelings don't tend to walk around like I do. I, I my guild was very accepting, and a lot of the other races aren't as accepting, or a lot of the other people aren't as accepting.
I see.
So,
And
from
during
what
this
I've heard,
time,
yeah,
who actually wanted this fruit? It was between Nyx and Sharp, correct?
yeah, me, and I'd be looking at the fruit like
Um,
while
I
we're
would sort of just like, I guess, bend down a little and tell you to like take it off the spear or the harpoon because I never took it off.
and yeah, I would take it off.
It's for you and Sharp.
Can I have a bite of that?
Probably not straight away, no. I plan on doing some tests with it myself first, and it might be poison. You know,
Well, that's what I was gonna test.
usually when things are really bright in the wilderness, it means danger, and I think a glowing bright thing is, really bad.
Well,
This,
if any of you eat it, I'm not carrying you, so.
and then should kind of hold it up next to where BB's eyes would be, and should say, plus, I mean, I think if it keeps its light when it's cut, it might make some cool eyes.
Hey, Grim, how bright
I
is
mean,
this
I can
fruit? Is it
just
like
take a small bite. There'll still be enough for eyes left.
We'll make sure it's not poisoned first without having to, like, straight ingest it. There's ways to find out if something's toxic without eating it.
It
And we already have one unconscious person. We don't need more.
well, let's take it back to camp with us and just test or do whatever from there. Because I assume our plan is to sort of go back to camp, correct? Since,
Well, we're a fair
He is
bit away.
unconscious.
What
I
would the
mean,
time be by
we'll
the...
actually, yeah, we have to camp for the night because we only have 10 miles left.
Yeah.
Actually, is this 10 miles?
it was because it was.
Oh my god, we have enough. We can make it back then because it's 8 miles away.
Well, how long would that encounter have taken? Like, the fight itself wasn't very long. but we
Certainly
would
not
be
long, and neither was spearing or harpooning a single fruit.
I mean, I did that in combat, so yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah, then we should still have most of the day left as well.
We're we traveling at double speed too, so we didn't actually.
Yeah. Graham,
We
I'd
still
like to
have, like,
request
half
that
the
when we
day.
walk back, we walk through this dark patch so we can like
Yeah,
scout it
I
out
agree
on our
with
way.
is
that.
that the plan? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
But 1, 2, and then sort of walk up here, I guess 3, and then 4, and then we just head back to the.
Cut across the
And
open.
as we get closer to the boat, I sort of dip off from the group.
You shy away again?
Imagine that
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hide again.
Imagine that while we're walking, an hour has already passed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very easily.
So yeah, when Kaya wakes up and she notices like she's in her original form, like she looks around kind of nervously and sees all of you.
Oh God.
Ah,
Yeah, I know.
cataclysm.
I know.
Map is moving.
Ugh,
Oh gosh.
we're good.
What is this earthquake?
We're fine. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, Kaya looks like around nervously as like she notices she's in her original form, and kind of looks at everyone expectantly.
I mean, Nyx would certainly have been like watching her to wait for when she woke up to like.
Well,
She would be
she
looking
like
at her questioningly, but not in like a negative way. It'd be, yeah, like a, well, do you want to explain, or are we just ignoring it? But she wouldn't say anything.
I wouldn't necessarily comment. I would just, put her down on her feet, assuming she can stand. And just like I would just sort of start walking. But I mean, if
Yeah, Kaya
Yeah.
just she admittedly like turns back to her human form and just says, well, I'm actually a Voda. It's a race of sort of shapeshifters, I guess. But I tend to be in my human form just to avoid any conflicts.
I mean, fair enough,
Well-
but I mean, these guys are obviously pretty accepting. I walk around pretty openly, and you've seen the ugly one back at camp.
I know, but it just I'm more used to this.
It's fair enough. From what I've heard, at least changelings are usually much the same. I'm a bit different.
Hey, Graham, out of character question. What's the like status of the Voda? Like, how are they like, around the place? Are they very rare? Are they like, is it a thing people know about? Maybe not
Sure, there
necessarily
would be sort
the
of,
top brand.
rumors and whatnot about them. But, I mean, they're shapeshifters. So, like, you would know they
Yeah.
exist, but you probably wouldn't know any personally. You might know some personally, but you certainly wouldn't, know that this is what they are.
Yeah, unlike that.
Hey. Catherine knows one shapeshifter that they know is a shapeshifter. Now two.
Yeah. Well, the Voda are also pretty good at swimming and breathing and being underwater, but that's why I went for a swim there. I guess it was not the best idea in the end, but
Do you need to, like, go in water or anything?
no, I don't need to, but it's sort of a second nature.
Ah. So you're
And,
not like a proper fish thing.
Yeah, not quiet.
And Nyx
Can
would
Voda
probably,
turn into changelings and changelings turn into Voda?
yeah, that's probably what Nyx would do, would be morph her face into what she saw as Kaya's face, and just hold it for a couple of seconds to try and, like, I guess get the feeling for the race or character, because she wouldn't have seen one before. So now that she's seen one, she can add it to her repertoire of shapeshifting. And then, I mean, depending on Kaya's reaction, she might hold it for a few seconds and then go back to her normal form. Or if Kaya reacted negatively to it, she would basically instantly change back. Like, she's not doing it to be offensive.
I should just be a little bit surprised when she sees you transform, because she knows you're a changeling, but she hasn't seen you change shapes.
Do it, yeah.
So she's just a little bit surprised.
Did Tathrid say that in character as well? Or were you just asking out of character?
Yeah, that was an in-character thing.
Can can you do me?
Uh, I can try, and I attempt, and I shapeshift into you.
Yeah. So we can.
Yeah, it's just I've never done it because I've never seen a changeling in general.
I mean, you could have seen changelings, but like I said, they don't tend to walk around
Yeah, like
in our natural form, same as Vodari.
just like Oda, yeah. So I wouldn't have known how they look.
Bonding moments.
The Voda could
That's
pretend to
nice.
be changelings, and the changelings can pretend to be Vodas, and no one will know.
One of the things.
Kind of works up to everyone in the changeling form.
Good.
No, no, just kidding.
Gotcha. So one of the things about the Voda OOC is that they are amphibious, and they're like D&D amphibious, which means they breathe water, as well. So most of their stuff tends to be underwater. So this is probably why you don't.
Well, that's why you don't see them. Yeah.
All right, but we head back to the Shipwrecked. Certainly not everybody would be as close as we typically are.
All of us but Sharfer.
All but Sharfer.
We should
Just
have hide
expertly
Sharfer
hiding
and
in the
just-
bushes.
Hiding pretty well.
When did they gonna see?
It's gotta be said.
I'm gonna like be like, "Hey, Sharper, where did you go?" No.
I yell that out, and I'm just running the opposite way as fast as I can.
So at some point, as you're coming up, Jonathan would come to you. Back again so soon.
Yeah, well, we've checked the Center Grove area, where you said the scouting party had initially went to.
Yeah, any sights of them?
Nothing. Not even like some tracks on the ground or a deserted camp.
Nothing. No tracks.
Considering,
no... Huh.
Indeed, but troublingly so, it does seem that the Center Grove is quite infested with oozes. Hopefully, they did not run across these.
Infested with oozes. What kind?
Give us very dirty ones, almost like the color of like the ground, the leaf foliage, more of like a muddy color. Not ones I've ever seen.
That's interesting. And he sort of begins looking around his camp, ever so slightly worried.
They weren't the color of the sandy shores here. You would certainly have seen them there, but I guess I don't know if there are sandy versions of these.
Well, that's...
So they seem fairly aggressive, for better or worse, meaning that you'd probably see them before you really, I don't know, like, you would know if they're around. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Noisy then, or just eager
Not
to attack?
Not noisy, but eager to attack, it seems.
I see. Well, I suppose it is what it is. So what next?
It's getting late, and I'd motion to the, setting sun at this point. I believe if it's not already night, actually.
It actually wouldn't be. It would be towards the evening. We were moving, significantly faster, if you remember.
Sure, fair. Yeah, so, I'd say that we'd probably camp for the night, and tomorrow head out to the temple and see what there is to be seen.
All right. Do you have... You wouldn't, would you? No kind of tents or lodging. Well, you're free to make use of what little bit we've scavenged. It's certainly not much, but well, it's better than nothing.
I don't need a tent or anything for the night. I'm more than comfortable standing out here under the trees around the campfire and such.
Fair.
Would there be enough, like, supplies of tarp and stuff to make at least like a tent? Because Nick's would
Banana
definitely.
leaves.
Like, you could
Yeah,
throw
but
something
I'm
up.
thinking-
I mean, you couldn't, like, make a tent to keep.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning. Like, would there be supplies like a tarp and a couple of sticks and a spare spool of rope
Yeah.
to make another tent kit?
Yeah, you could throw something
yeah, if
up.
there's
in
not
there
that,
to-
then-
yeah. You know, sort of...
So you could bivouac.
Right.
That's sweet. Then yeah, Nyx would definitely do that, and she would probably spend a decent amount of time making. I mean, what do you want? What do you want me to roll? I want to make something really good that is going to be
Survival.
left on the beach for the future.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, survival.
So something I'm terrible with.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to
Realize
put
there's
two
actually
sticks
a handout
together.
for the fruit.
Basically, what you have is you have two, like, staves driven into the ground that are, you know, probably about an inch into the ground. They keep, like, falling over, and you have, like, some, you know, palm leaves or a tarp or something sort of very precariously laid on it. As long as nothing touches it, including the wind, it's absolutely fine. But the moment, you know, somebody looks at it, it falls apart under the strain.
I give Nyx a thumbs up and it falls over.
The wind was just too much.
But yeah, I mean, unless somebody else had sort of a different idea, I think we definitely just sleep here for the night.
Yeah, I definitely prefer to be able to have the entire party have a full rest.
Yeah.
Let other people do the watch.
So we certainly get the benefits of a short rest at this point. But after sharing, like, food with you and water and what little they have, which it is little, certainly as far as fresh water comes, there isn't a lot of it. They don't have a mage to make more either. But Jonathan would come...
But I can make... Can I make one? No, I don't think so.
Jonathan
Is
would
food still
come to
plentiful?
you and tell you, all right, we'll have you lot on second watch, if you're all capable for it. We've sort of noticed a trend of these crabs coming, basically. Not the little tiny ones, but, you know, much bigger than that, so you'll have to do something about it. On the bright side, they're great eating.
Interesting. We haven't seen any of these larger ones. Also, at some point when you have come, I would like to specifically point out that you know, Shafir is with us, and that, you know, don't eat her or anything. Like, it's probably been, like, gathered at this point because, you know, she is.
Yeah,
with
you know,
us, but-
she has taken on some human affixations. You know, she wears jewelry and some manner of clothing and scraps over it, mostly for fitting in rather than function. But
You know, I imagine she would also, you know, be acting like a sentient creature, not like a dumb bird. She's not
Right.
walking around scratching the ground,
Yeah.
pecking and stuff.
But of course, you know, so it's known.
Yeah.
Because certainly, you know, it's not common.
fair.
Yeah.
So you said we get a short rest?
You do get a short rest, so you can use, you know, hit die and all that to heal up as much as you can. Or what other...
I very much need to.
Right. Whatever other means.
I'm gonna have to use both, I guess. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you, hit dice.
you're welcome.
That's not much better, but it's something.
And yeah, you know, the day is spent by fairly... People are in good spirits to see you. They could be in better. I mean, they did just... Or rather, you did just discover that some of their men had likely died. But there are other survivors, and that sort of gives them hope that there are other survivors somewhere along the island. So the spirits are fairly high as far as the feeling amid the camp goes. People are eager to share food, and it's got to be said, they're sort of giving some guilty glances towards Shafira. While it's obvious that she's sentient, people are starting to wonder were the rest of them sentient and are feeling quite terrible about themselves for it. Some of.
Would anyone say anything about it? Or would it just be like...
Yeah, at some point somebody would comment. I mean, you know, it probably would have happened before, as a matter of fact. But, yeah, your choice of companion surely would have been brought up.
Well, I don't know if you want to RP it all out, but Nyx would basically assure them that, you know, Shafir is basically a complete different creature, even if she looks the same. Like, those are just birds, and she is basically a person.
And they would certainly be more relieved to hear that.
Yeah, whether that would quell everyone's worries about it or not, you know, there's only so much that words can do. Some people would still, you know, have that guilt or that second guessing.
Mm-hmm.
But Nyx would do the best to try and at least keep morale high.
All right. So what I would like is I would like 2 rolls. Excuse me, I would like 3 rolls.
You want a leather roll?
No, I did my weather roll.
I've been replaced.
Myself, because win's a little less relevant right about now. I would like 2 perception rolls from most of the group.
I'll roll.
And I'd like 1 perception roll from Sharfer as well.
Oh no.
Can I make one? I don't have the best perception, but
Not 2 from everybody, but as a group, 2.
Ah, okay.
Sorry.
We'll take my first roll and...
Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
So
I believe I
10,
successfully
14,
looked after
20.
myself.
So sorry for Sharfer. First of all, people are constantly going back and forth from where you are. You seem to have sort of set up a bit of a latrine right now, and so people are constantly going back and forth.
I mean, when I figured that out, I would probably move away. Because if I'm where everyone's going, then surely I'm bound to be found.
Eventually.
So I'll try and I don't know which way to go, but I suppose I'll go more north.
Sure.
To try and.
Sharper's
I think I've just put
plan
myself off the bat.
You did.
He's
You're
gonna
be
like
there forever.
permanently
There, I can
hide.
grab you.
Well, no NPC will ever know he exists.
But yeah, I go off a bit north, but a bit north and a bit more this way, and then just hide out with it.
But could the rest of you position yourselves along the beach, basically, or wherever it is that you would be sort of keeping watch over this camp?
Right on this rock. I would just be sort of sitting on it, just sort of like, you know, watching.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Nyx would probably be moving around and stuff. Yeah.
But if the others are looking around, Kaya would probably be resting.
Okay. And you pretty much where you are, Zori?
Yep.
Okay. So you don't really notice, and this is for those of you mostly on the beach, these crabs that were sort of described to you as coming every night. But there is something that you do notice, sort of in the waters, and it takes a little while because it's rather dark I mean, it's night as a matter of fact. But you happen to be, in an area, there's not much in the way of clouds right now, so the sun is shining quite brightly. And you notice that in the water... Oops, I hit the wrong button.
The sun or the moon, Grim? Because you said the sun is shining quite bright.
Did I say the sun? I meant the moon.
You did. Okay, that makes much more sense.
There are sharks.
It looks like a nice shark.
And there's not a few sharks either. There's a fair amount of sharks. And they're eating something. You can't quite make it out what it is that they're eating, but it appears to be something that's sort of on the bottom of the seafloor.
Is it the ugly one?
No.
Can you see the ugly one in camp?
You would see her in camp.
Okay, yeah, like I wasn't expecting to see it being eaten, but like, can we see the ugly one in camp? Was more what I was
yes,
asking.
she would be resting as well.
Can I like wrestle? Can I lasso him out of the water?
I mean, you could certainly try.
I can certainly try.
Were those perception rolls to see that happening, or can I roll a perception to see if I can more clearly see what it is?
That was to see that happening. So, you can make out the sharks, you can't make out what exactly it is they're eating. Because you just missed it.
At this point, I would have asked Nyx at some point during the night, maybe not this middle second, but if she had done any testing on the fruit and all that.
I haven't really gotten a chance. I was going to wait until a slow period of tonight. But I mean,
right now.
that looks pretty exciting out there. And that's, I guess, when she would point out the sharks. Because I imagine, because you said it wasn't right at the second, so we could have been having the conversation just before we saw the sharks.
Maybe. I mean, it's pretty slow. I don't think the sharks will pose much a threat to us here on the...
As far as the fruit, is concerned, it was asked earlier, but then we sort of got off of it. It glows brightly, like quite brightly. It glowed bright enough that you could tell that it was glowing in the day. So, if that's any indication, it's glowing bright. Like, it's producing light.
It could be like its own lantern.
Not
It's
quite
a good
that
thing
bright, but it is, like 20 feet worth of, dim light at least. You could see by it. You could read by it if you really needed to.
You could have a rave by it.
Basically, it's under the lights cantrip.
I would have chucked it in Chester, so I mean, I doubt we'd be able to do it. But
Does it glow through Chester?
I would
probably not.
move close enough to activate my strings and then march Chester over slowly, just in case, anything's happening with the sharks in the meantime. And then unlock him and disarm the trap and then open him, and I guess it'd just be a flood of light.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have been in a bag or anything. It would have just been set carefully on top of everything. And I'd pull it out and is that? We'll go with the nature. What can I tell with the 16 of nature? I guess
you can tell that it's a fruit, and you can tell that it's definitely a magical fruit. Not only a magical fruit, but unfortunately a nature-defying fruit. So I'm so sad to say that doesn't help you too much.
Could I give it an arcana too?
This is something that's definitely created. It was not natural to begin with. You could go ahead and give me an arcana, but...
Man, I bet that fruit tastes really good.
Just sneak on out.
Not so much good on the arcana.
Not so great on the arcana. There's a couple of sort of guesses you could make. You didn't really spend a lot of time there at the grove itself. But you did only notice the one tree of it. So either it is seedless in some way, or the mechanism with which the species propagates itself does not involve, people eating the fruit, or excuse me, things eating the fruit, and then distributing the seeds.
Oh,
Or you could be
With
completely
that much?
wrong and it's, magically confined, something.
Does Tythron have a dagger or knife?
I got a flail and a pistol.
Oh, God.
You want me to shoot it anything?
Flail the
I do have a
fruit
harpoon.
open.
I have 2 daggers.
I could hand you the harpoon if you wanted to cut it open. It's
Yeah, no,
not necessarily
I wanted to try
sharp,
and
but-
Well, I've got a boarding axe which would be reasonably sharp, but I was
yeah,
thinking,
probably.
a
Does
dagger or
Blunder
something.
Bear have sharp teeth? Can you use him
No.
as a chopping tool?
He does not yet. Would there be normal sailors walking around as well? Like,
Chances
any that
are
would be
most
awake?
people would be asleep. You could easily kick somebody awake or something, or let me grab that knife.
I wouldn't kick someone awake to borrow a dagger.
No, I just steal it from them.
Yeah. Where's
Wait, we need
There's
to
gotta be
know.
like some knife lying around,
'cause
right?
I will. Yeah, there's got to be a knife lying around. I go to the kitchen and just pick up a dagger.
Yeah.
Gotta be something I can use that's better than a boarding axe. But I would cut off a thin strip, I guess, or not strip, like a
Hunk of flesh.
yeah, just like a slight fillet of it.
Mhm.
If you were to imagine like essentially making a contact lens as much as possible out of it,
So very, very thin.
as thin as she could get it. Yeah.
Okay, well, for one, you would find out that it has relatively thick skin. So it would take you a little bit to get through it.
Tomato.
But inside, after a few moments of working and sort of gradually shaving bits off, I'd like to think, you would find that it's got, a fleshy sort of green interior as well. That also, it should be saying, glows. And glows actually brighter than the rest of it. It looks like the flesh is where the glowing is coming from. The thick skin was doing a lot to hide this sort of glow.
Does the skin glow separately, or was it kind of like a?
As you
skin
cut it off,
over it?
no, it does not glow separately.
Okay. Well, I guess I would shrug, and not being game enough with the information I have to put any in my mouth just yet, I would. Well, Tythron's been here the whole time, so they've seen
Yep.
what happens and what the fruit's like. I would return it back into Chester, because having a big glowing light on you isn't too smart in the middle of the night.
So you basically do everything
Yeah.
except taste it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
Pretty
leave that.
sure.
I'll leave that for Straffa tomorrow.
Sharper.
I have no doubt it'll be good.
Yeah.
We got nibbled.
I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm expecting them to have not made it. so I'm
That's not
sure
a
if I
would
should.
question. This is what it needs to be is I'm going to statement or I'm not going to statement.
Yeah, no, I don't have the balls to do that.
Okay.
I'm not
Fair enough.
I swear I'll wake someone up. I'm definitely not going to do.
Oh.
I was just
What
I
are
was
you gonna do?
thinking about going and checking if my thieves' tools and crowbar washed up, but just thinking about it, surely I'm going to wake someone up. Surely, I don't know, they didn't even wash ashore. They're at the bottom of the ocean somewhere.
Man, I thought you were a rogue, but really you're just a coward.
A terrible row.
And I would make sure that chest is locked, because I know Sharf is hiding around in the jungle and wanted that fruit. I'd make sure he's relocked and trapped, and then march him back over to his little posse.
Okay. Next to Sharper.
Like, does anyone actually know that the box is trapped?
I mean, like,
I definitely
the
do.
people, yeah, Sharfa definitely would, because he'd traveled with me for a few months. Anyone who had paid particularly close attention when she opened the box would notice that she would flick a latch or something when she's opening it besides just unlocking it. Like, she'd put the key in, unlock it, and then do something else just before pulling it up. So, like, really keen-eyed and astute people with high
Probably
passive
not, no,
perception
then.
could be able to do it, but or if you specifically rolled a perception against it. But
Pretty good
yeah,
passive perception,
because
actually. But...
the dreamscape, I mean, unless we all woke up having had the same dream, then
Yeah, no.
you guys could question it. You'd think it was viable, but you wouldn't know it for sure. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm fine with the party knowing that it is.
Nah, I'm
trapped
fine
and
not
everything.
knowing it, so.
Yeah, that's fine too. Like, if you would not have noticed it, if you don't think you would have noticed it, or didn't think it would have been weird, then yeah. But at the same time, like, she goes into her chest often enough that there would be a chance that anyone who was particularly interested would have a chance of noticing.
I certainly would not be interested in somebody opening a chest all the time.
Yeah, especially when, like, she doesn't hide what's in the chest or anything. Like, she doesn't hide what the chest is or what's in it or anything like that. The only thing she keeps any kind of secret about the chest is that flashbang. And that's more because, you know, she doesn't want to exactly flashbang herself.
Or have somebody else flashbang her.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, yeah, I think I worked. It was the lock I paid for it was the most expensive one, which is like a DC 17 or something. Lock. So
A lot. A lot of DC.
After a few hours of keeping watch, several other of the people come back to you, including the ugly
Sharks
one.
don't like come out and attack us.
No. They tell you, well, that's long enough. We're here. We'll take over the watch for you. You lot can go and get some sleep then.
would dawdle to her 2 staves with a palm tree.
Sharper, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Sharper?
Are you attempting to sleep? Are you keeping watch yourself? You're distanced enough from the camp at this point, towards the north end, that, you know, obviously you're not being kept watch over.
I think I'll probably risk it and try and get a bit of a nap in.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm far enough away, I should be safe enough to get a bit of a sleep in without being noticed. Just try and hide in the underbush.
Okay. Well,
You should like take your own washing up over the night. You should be like, oh, and like just walk out the water.
it's me.
It's me about to get ambushed.
God, I've been drifting for 10 years.
I think I need to wait for them to lose a little bit more hope before I stumble across them.
So I got good news, and I got bad news. The good news is that everyone, other than Sharfer, gets a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Sharfer, there is bad news. Because where you are, you're getting attacked in the middle of the night.
Oh no.
And I'm going to go ahead and roll the attack with advantage before anything else happens, okay? And then, I'll show you what it is. I mean, you'll see what it is when I roll the attack and all that, but...
Giant crab.
One hit kill.
I'd definitely be asleep though. Like,
Yeah.
I'd completely understand the advantage. That hits.
So there's some sort of quite large to you. I mean, it's pretty much larger than you. As we can see, it's, on a tree. That's not a stick that it's on. It's sort of crab. And it's sort of attacking you. Its mouth is bubbling furiously, and it's making a weird and gross sound. And you're basically in its claws right now. You take 3 damage, and you are grappled. And you and it are in combat. No one else. You do not see any others around you. It appears to be you and this quiet.
I forgot to click me.
You can just... Yeah.
Ultimately, we want a halfling versus crab.
You can put it in as the 21. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. So, you're being attacked in the middle of the night. There's a giant crab. You just took 3 damage. What do you do?
Scream.
Get snipped by your pistol.
No, good joke. So trying to break free of the grapple is a action, right?
Yes.
But I can still attack while grappled?
Yes. You just can't move. Pretty sure it's an action too.
I'm gonna yell out crabs as loud as I can.
All right, so you have yelled out crabs as long as you can. What else do you do?
Then I will. I'm not sure if I'd in this position. I'm not sure if I'd be able to reach for my rapier, so I will just go for my boot knife and.
All right, that does hit.
And yeah.
Not a bad hit.
I'm not that strong, so I don't think I'll be able to get out of the grapple.
Okay.
Only DC 11.
So on its turn, the crab attacks you again. Bam, 18. Oh, it hits you hard. Like, literally as hard as it can.
Well, Charlie's gonna die.
Dies in the jungle.
But we never saw him.
I mean, at least he didn't die silently.
Yeah, he yelled out crabs first.
Well, it would have been better if he did die silently.
His last words were crabs.
A halfling gets...
Last words good. That's not a bad one.
Yeah,
Only DC 11.
Yeah, so we hear crabs being yelled from the
You hear
woods.
crabs being yelled. You can start to get up, but there is another round before you can even start to make it over towards Sharfer.
Yeah, do we even know where it came from?
You know a general direction. You do not know exactly where it came from.
Would we recognize it as Sharfer?
Likely.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to try and break
I'm
free.
actually still on the beach. Technically, I guess I would have been relieved, so maybe I would have walked over here if I didn't move myself.
I
but-
want to break free.
Do you manage to break free from it?
Okay.
I would really like to break free. I'm going to bonus action disengage. Then Right, like I assume I'm still like more up here, up
Mm-hmm.
off the edge of the map, so I'm gonna run. We'll move 25 towards camp, but I suppose I'll only be up here still. I don't think I'll move it. I'm not sure how far away I am, but we'll come back to camp yelling crabs.
Here, we're going to move Chester down.
Crabs.
So how far can you
Sure, the
move?
crab can catch up here. I can move 25.
Okay. Here, we'll go ahead and move you. The giant crab follows you
Oh, Lordy.
and attacks you.
No.
Oh, but he misses.
Ooh.
All right, Sharper, over to you.
Would I be? Would I think I'm close enough to the camp now? Like, would it, being 25 closer, is that a decent amount closer?
You're decently close to it now. Yes.
And would it be a bonus action to go for my rapier now? Or do I
It's
need
a
an
free
action
action.
taker?
Yeah, no,
Oh, it's free
it's-
action
yeah.
taker?
It's a free action to trade your weapon once.
Okay, yeah, I'll try and stab it with the rapier now. While still yelling crab
Mhm.
as many times as I can.
That's a hit. And that's enough to bring this giant crab down. Shortly after, however, you can hear that people are definitely on their way.
I am on my
Not
way.
only your party, or at least very likely your party, but the rest of the camp as well.
Or could we roll initiative?
I really didn't think this one through.
You got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing before they're on you.
Can I
One.
dive into the bush? Can I just dive into
Dive
the
into the
closest just panic. I didn't think this through. Panic and dive.
All right.
I assume I'm pretty close to the crab, but
You're still like right on the crab. But several members, several officers, most notably first being Dodrick, makes it to here about the same time as your party. Should your party wish to come to your aid, it's definitely an optional thing.
So I would have come to his aid, and here's the question. So we knew that was you would say I knew that was Sharper, right?
Yeah, like I mean,
I also heard him yell crab.
sure. He would have been
I'd run out.
repeatedly yelling it. He didn't just yell it once. He kept on yelling it.
Okay, so I would call out like Sharper, where are you? Because I would assume he's in danger right now, so I'd be trying to find and help him.
Yep, that sounds about right. That makes sense. So Dodrick would come up on this scene. Firstly, hey, what's all this?
I don't see.
Fan out! Someone must have been taken. There's a dead crab here. Search every inch. And within,
And then I'm gonna start. I want to start coughing when they're that close and saying to search every end. I want to start coughing. I barely made it out alive.
You? Wait, what happened, lad?
I was off sleeping to the north and I got attacked by a crab.
Why are you staying there? What happened? Lad, what? Are you daft? He almost got taken away by a crustacean. Almost.
Oh.
Yeah. Last time I saw Ollie, we didn't have the best track record. I was trying not to bother you all.
You're trying not to bother us. I mean, again, you nearly got et, son.
I'm sure they wouldn't there's a few people here that wouldn't mind that.
Look, how are you looking? And he sort of comes over and he gives you a once up and down. And he's basically asking how you are.
Well, I survived as mostly a bit of a panic there. It did do a bit of hurt to me, but I think I can recover.
Are you bloodied?
I'm not
Like, out
quite
of
bloodied.
character.
I'm not quite bloodied.
2 HP off.
So he's
Zori kind of seeing
fine.
that walks over to him and just like casts Cure Wounds.
I'm glad I didn't make 2 of them right there, let's just say. Oh, but yeah, I mean,
Completely
you're
heals
healed,
me.
Yeah, totally.
Wait. So Kaya was unconscious for half a day while we had someone who could have cast Cure Wounds?
No.
To be fair, that fight with the muck or those oozes drained me of my spells. I couldn't do much until.
Oh, you're out of spell slots. I was asking that out of character. I didn't know you were out of spell slots after that.
They're warlocks,
Oh, yeah.
so.
Oh, yes,
Warlocks.
that's right.
I have
Yep.
nothing.
I forgot you were a warlock.
One down.
I used both of my spell slots in that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was not expecting Kaya to go down the second time toward the end there. I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Right, lad. Look, let's get you back into camp. By the way, some people might say thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Come on. And he sort of puts a hand on your shoulder. Definitely moving you forcefully. Like, he's saying come on and, like, it's your idea to coming, but he is definitely pulling you into camp.
Oh, I'm so fucked.
Looks like meat's on the menus.
Okay, Mid B
I'd
would
go
be
along.
right behind you.
And
I think resisting at this point in time would be a very bad idea.
he would also, fork a thumb over to the crab and tell somebody to bring that in. That there's good eating on the crabs.
I pick up the crab. I'd take
I
it
was
with
just
me.
gonna- I was going to get Blunderbear to drag it, but yes.
Oh, yeah, sure, Blunderbear can take it. I'd pick it up and I'd, like, chuck it to Blunderbear, kind of like you throw, like, a dog a bone. And maybe Blunderbear isn't like a dog, so it just sort of slap against him.
Well, no, it still has, like, a mouth and everything, so he'd just end up grabbing one of
But
its
don't you have to
pincers and
control
kinda, like,
Blunderbear? So if you
drag
weren't
him out.
paying attention.
Oh, yeah, but, like, she's always... Like, it's second nature to her to be controlling her puppets.
Fair.
It's just the fact that she has to have the hand in use. Like, she can still act independently and have them act independently as well.
Okay.
And you've seen that when she does her performances and stuff like that.
So I have a
But I mean, yeah, for comedic factor, it could, like, slap against the side of him. It kind of, like, do his little grinding gears noise and then just mouth onto it and drag it along.
Now we have a sharper and a crab in the
Hand crab.
And he would deposit into the kitchen area and then curl up next to it like a dog.
So you're beginning to sort of attract a crowd, Sharfer. And eventually Dodrick sort of yells, all right, lot, if you're sleeping, go back to sleep. If you're watching, go back to watching. There's crabs out there. As evidence as this one nearly getting et by one. We'll have a couple of words with him now, though. All right, lad. Head on to the shore. We'll be with you in a minute. We're pretty eager to hear your story about what's happened. And he goes, and he grabs Jonathan and the captain.
When he said that, Nyx would pipe up and be like, he has been with us, technically.
What do you mean?
Well, like he said, last were all together as a crew. I mean, he wasn't exactly the most liked person, so we thought it was better if he stayed out of sight. But I mean, his story on the island is the same as ours. He washed up with us at the Cape.
He looks to you, Tithrin, as if wanting you to
Who's
confirm. Tithrin, excuse me.
I mean, yeah, I would just sort of, I did, nod, like, this is correct. Well, I mean, technically, I would probably point out that, well, he stayed out under his own volition. But
Catherine's
he
not
hasn't
wrong
been
on
bit
that
with us.
factor.
Yeah.
It
Like
was kind of just an accepted thing that at least until we gauged whether people were okay, and I think last week we gauged that, some people were still kind of sore about it.
Right. All right, fair enough. You understand, you're out in the middle of the wilderness, harboring a grudge. For good reason, mind you, both ways. We just wanted to make sure nothing unfortunate were to happen to any of our stuff or any of our members.
I just wanted to say I wasn't harboring a grudge. I was just erring on the side of caution.
Fair enough. But it's probably better that you err on that side of caution. Maybe the rest of you lot should probably, keep a bit of distance between the rest of us. Some of the boys are still, well, miffed about that. There's still been talk, if you can believe it or not.
I would believe it.
Right, but maybe it's a better idea if you keep your head down, stay on the beach.
Thank you for not instantly killing me.
Well, you're welcome.
And at least stopping some people from doing the same.
Well. The night's early yet. He doesn't say that.
And with that, I would head out to the beach like I've been told to.
Mm-hmm. He would go and he would speak with Teclin, who, obviously really no longer sleeps at this point, although was attempting to. But either way, yes, you get the distinct impression it would be a good idea for, at the very least, Sharfer to set up on the other side of camp. Still close enough that, he's being watched, but hopefully not close enough to give other people ideas.
Nix would bring BB and go over with him as well.
I'm gonna make my camp right here.
Make sure he's okay and doesn't get attacked, because she can't get paid if he gets killed.
Barbara, eat the fruit.
All right.
Plus, yeah, she would bring Chester back over actually as well, and share the fruit with Sharfer, and not give the whole lot to him. Just like the flesh on the inside. Is it like an orange where it's pre-segmented naturally, or is it
No,
like
it's not.
something else? Well, yeah.
Didn't you slice off a bit earlier?
I only basically would have cut off enough to skin it and get through to the flesh and everything. So I'd basically, like, I guess, kind of cone out of that existing hole a piece of the flesh. Would Sharper eat it?
I will definitely eat it.
And you die. Goodbye, Sharper.
Sharper, it tastes good. but the texture is slightly off. As you're sort of munching down on it, you think it's maybe not quite ripe. And that if it were allowed to ripen, it could be even better than what it is right now. But if you're eating, just a scoopful, you would heal 1 hit point worth of damage.
Which he's
I
full.
mean,
Which he's
I'm at
full,
full health.
but, would he not be?
Would I like just feel a warmth or something inside?
You would
like
definitely
a,
tell that there's
like-
some sort of... at some point in your life, you've probably drank a healing potion. You get the impression that this is exactly like that. It's the same sort of taste, maybe not taste, but sensation.
Is it a good berry? Is it just a plain old glowing good berry?
No.
Well, I'd relay the information to Nix that, I mean, it tastes really good, but it's a bit squishy. I think it could have done with a little bit more on the tree. It feels really good. It feels like drinking a health potion.
I don't think Tythrin would have been too pleased with waiting a couple of months under that tree for us.
Well, sometimes when the fruits are made, you can leave them off the tree without a big hole in them, and they ripen up.
Good point. I wonder if that one can and should kind of point in Exori's direction. I wonder if she can, like, I don't know, preserve it or something. I'll ask her tomorrow.
Yeah, could be worth a question. I think maybe it might be worth trying to go back sometime later and getting one after they've ripened up a bit more.
Sadly, I don't think prestidigitation would work. I was thinking more like gentle repose or something, even though it's not a corpse, but something akin to that. I don't like out of character. I don't expect you would have any kind of spell like that. Like a warlock tends to base their spells around the combat because they have very limited slots and everything. But Nyx doesn't know, very much about conventional magic. What she knows about magic is about her threads and how they work and how she makes her puppets and contraptions. Besides that, like, she's never studied proper formal magic or anything like that.
Right. I just accidentally clicked that too. I have another idea that the story might do with it once presented with it.
Yeah. But yeah, she wouldn't interrupt you at night. It'd be a next day sort of thing. And then Nyx would just spend a bit talking with Sharper and then go back to sleep, as long as no sailors looked like they were going to come walking up.
Word hasn't really gotten around camp by the looks of it. That people don't exactly know what's going on. But
but
other conversations
there's a line
aside,
of guards.
it is the next day.
Well then, I would bring up, while we were having breakfast and doing morning routines and stuff, I'd go up to Exori at some point and hold out the fruit and be like, would you have any way that you could preserve this, either with magic or any potion stuff or anything? Like, she's just seen you use magic, so for all she knows, you're a studious wizard or something like that.
Well, what you say about it healing has some kind of healing effects. Preserving, that's a little outside of my reach, but I think I could probably try to convert it into some kind of healing potion that might have better effects.
I mean, Nyx would shrug and be like, if you think you can make it a bit more useful than just a fruit, I don't think it'll work for the idea that I had.
I mean, nothing ventured, nothing gained, honestly.
And I would hand the glowing fruit off to what is it?
Azori.
Azori, sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, so I guess Azori's gonna try to spend her morning, a little bit of her morning routine to see if she can convert it into some kind of, like, I guess, like, healing
Mm-hmm.
solve or something.
So, as I'm sort of looking at your stats, I want you to give me a combination of either Arcana and Nature, along with Medicine. Although I realize, they're both tied to the same, so...
So wait, an Arcana and then a Arcana, Nature, and then Medicine?
Yes.
I guess we'll just do Nature. And Medicine.
Oof.
So it's going to take you a while, and you're sort of poring over this thing. You're trying, making a health potion isn't necessarily the most difficult thing. At some point, anybody who's a healer learns how to do it. But you can't do it with this. And you don't have an perfect idea, but you sort of get the impression that you're trying to turn it into something that it already is.
I think I know how to make it into a health potion.
Go get more.
Put it in a bottle.
Juice it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's even better. Can we have like a sprinkle of lime to it?
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, I imagine by that point it's probably completely ruined now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we've taken a chunk out of it. You would have had to do multiple things to it to test it, take it apart.
Fine,
and then
let's go back to the
ultimately-
uses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's-
it was
let's
obvious
go
the
back
first
to
one was
boozes.
not going to go well.
Or we can go back to the temple, and then when we need them, we can go get them.
I mean, yeah,
Definitely.
we
If
know.
we
Continue doing. Like, we've seen what there is there. We have a fair idea of what's up at that clearing, and both in what we have to deal with there and what we can get from there. So
Yeah.
I'd guess.
If you ask Shafa's opinion, he would both be in the mindset that we need to go visit the temple and we need more of that fruit.
Nyx would happily put that down to just a halfling wanting more food, so.
Yeah, it basically is just that.
Yeah. So would other people want to see the temple?
Yeah, you said we'd want to go to the temple.
I'd be interested in exploring it.
I was just thinking that, like, that's what these guys are expecting as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the weather for the day is strange. Go figure.
I wish I could roll it.
It's
Would you like to roll? Go ahead and roll.
Would have loved to,
Mhm.
but
No, please do.
I feel like that.
No, I really need you to roll. So it's sort of a moderate wind, but it's odd. The clouds, they're making these sort of
No,
clockwork
not the faces.
and cog-like shapes. They sort of are fitting together in these patterns, most definitely not natural, that again are sort of very much like clockwork and cogwork. They look like the inner workings of a watch fitting together. And as the wind's blowing, it's obvious that they're turning the clouds.
And are clouds turning like different directions from all of each other and all?
No, they are making logical sense as far as, machinery would work.
Are they like? Does this seem to cause anything? Like, is there any like correlation? Sort of like, as the cogs turn, the wind moves at like a similar pace type of deal, or does it just seem more visual?
It does not seem to cause anything.
I see. Doesn't seem to cause anything. So I mean, outside, just pointing out the phenomenon. Maybe I would just say, are we ready to go for it?
Is there any sort of trick I could make to figure out more about it, or would I just
You could,
would I just be
Arcana.
clueless and Arcana? I was thinking of nature.
Definitely not in nature.
They are both the same. So
Yeah, either way.
it doesn't really matter.
Yep, that sure is strange.
Those are some weird clouds, guys.
They're pretty cool to look at, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if only they were in nature, because I'm actually trained in nature. Yeah, I'm trained in nature.
Yeah.
Hey, did we end up like getting the long rest? Because
We did. Excuse me. We did wind up getting a long rest.
Did Sharper get a long rest?
Sharper got a long rest as well.
Okay. Alright, but I mean, yeah. If anyone has any qualms, I say we set off.
I certainly think we move on. I mean, those clouds are cool looking, but
They're clouds.
they're just clouds.
They're just clouds. It's clouds. Alright, we start
I
venturing forward.
can come to this one
Oh, sure.
because the only one you're revealing is that.
I mean, I'm not
That's obviously
particularly
just gonna
being
be
meta
water.
about it. I was just going to say that we just walk along the coastline. Like, you
Where's
want to
the
walk
coast
through the
is south, right?
It's the
Yes,
south,
and you would
east,
definitely know that.
or west,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
It would be along the coast. Would be more in the middle, like here.
We'll sort of. I think my hunch is that's down here. So.
Stop.
But if we
I need somebody to roll me a 1d20.
We can do it.
120, you say? Is this how many?
And tell me
crabs
what
are
it is,
attacked?
because I'm not actually looking at that part.
It's a 6.
You will die. a
Okay,
horrible death.
one moment.
6 dragons come out of the ground and attack you.
6 purple worm.
Oh, I'm a dick.
Have you ever heard of sand sharks?
Have you ever heard of the Great World Ending Tarask? Now imagine 6.
Imagine if there was a Tarask in this island.
Not quite,
No.
but there is something in front of us. I just have
Tarask
to make
is
sure
the island.
we're sort of free.
Is it Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Is it sand?
I hate saying.
It is neither of
6
those
grains
two
of sand.
things.
Is it Modicons? Please let it be Modicons.
What?
I think that's their name. Is that their name?
Myconids?
clockwork
The mushrooms?
Myconids,
Yeah.
that's it. No. The clockwork.
Oh,
creatures from the realm of-
Modrons.
Modrons, that's it.
It is not, unfortunately, Modrons.
Damn it.
I definitely called those modrons. I
it
must
the,
be getting that wrong.
What are those? The Daleks from Doctor Who?
The Daleks. Daleks, that's it.
Is that-
if they're Daleks.
It's a bunch of
we're
giant
Daleks.
frogs.
Nash
Oh
Yeah.
no. No.
Nash
No, not
Oh
frogs.
no. What was their name? Nashte.
Nashte.
Next day.
I scream Nashte.
I've got a completely black screen. Just.
Mine's black as
just
well.
black.
Interesting.
Now
Do
you
have
guys see what I
dynamic
see when I'm in the frog's mouth.
Yeah, it's dynamic
Yeah,
lighting.
I'll
Drag
not
your
admit-
tokens on.
I
I
changed
Just
see
one-
everything now.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you
well,
change
yeah.
something? From... It like happened just as I dragged a token on.
Sounds about right.
Well, I'm definitely hiding behind Nex for this fight.
I already drugged, but she's still in the front.
A lot of froggy boys hopping on
It's a
over.
couple of frog boys. Oh my gosh, I put them all in the background. Hold on.
They're phasing out of reality.
Are you talking about the layer?
Yes.
Because you can just select
Yeah,
and right
be
click.
way easier to just. Ooh. Hmm.
I feel like it's meta that they get to like set up after we've already set up.
I mean, they weren't.
Yeah, but you get we had like a perfect battle formation going.
Well,
and
why don't you
know.
reposition yourselves in order to react to
need
the
to be-
giant frogs?
I need to be 1 foot to the
I
left.
didn't roll.
You have to select your. There you go.
Oh yeah, I gotta do
Oh.
that as well.
It's a miracle for me. 22. I've never rolled 2 digits in initiative.
I think I'm holding. Initiative. Oh yeah.
All right.
What I like to see.
Descending order. Ooh, at the very top, it's Kaya.
See, I like to think that I was actually first, but my first turn was spin. Exclaiming Nashte.
Gotcha. You explained to everyone that it's Nashte, which is the tribal word for frog.
Yeah.
It's the one word they Tythrin knows.
So
I know 2
that's-
words, thank you very much. Because what is it, Chalta or something is bird?
What is it?
Uh,
Are you
Saddle.
sure that you know it?
yeah.
Okay.
Chalta. That's what you said, bird. I wrote it down. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
Because I don't want to be in the middle of that many frogs.
Probably good.
What are they gonna do?
It's
So
not a
shoot
good
'em.
idea. I'm going to go ahead and throw my boomerang at the one that's right in the head of me.
Mhm.
This one.
Yep.
Does 14 hit?
Sure does.
How do
Okay,
boomerangs work in D&D?
6 bludgeoning damage.
If it doesn't.
If you
hit,
miss, they
Right,
return.
right.
If
Yeah.
they hit, they don't.
Ah, I see. Okay. Interesting.
Unless you have a belt of returning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or a really long string.
Yeah, but then you need an action to pull it back.
Sure, but it returns.
All right, the frog will move forward. Sharfer, it's your turn.
Yeah, remembering the last time we fought frogs, I'm going to look around for the biggest person, which I would assume would be Tyson,
Yeah, most certainly.
and then
Fira with
and,
us?
and then I will
Yes, excuse me.
I will go,
Yeah.
I will go and attempt to hide behind Tythrin because of
Reasons.
Trauma.
I am hungry. I am not a snack.
How tall is X?
How tall is Axe?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
Oh,
how big
excuse-
is she?
I'm sorry.
Like the character.
It's just-
Explore. Like, is she particularly large? Because if not, then yeah, Tythrin probably looks like a Goliath compared to the halfling, the 17-year-old
Yeah.
changeling, the Vodari, who's made a point of saying that they're particularly small as well.
a party of small boys.
Small boys.
Zori's 5'9", so
Pretty
That's
short
actually not
too.
short. 5'9" is not short.
5'9" is not short. I'm like
she's
3.
She's weighing
I'm like
6.
3. 3 flat.
Yeah, you're a halfling though. You're literally half the size of humans.
You're half the size of a wing.
Yeah.
I'm
And
3
most-
flat and I'm tall.
Roll for a top link.
Man,
Yeah.
all of these frogs are acting like on the same turn.
Yeah, like I think I'm 5'4" in human form and like 4'7" in Voda form. So yeah, quite short.
All right, Zori.
All right. So she's going to lance out a ray of frost at the one that's almost in front of her. Yeah. So,
Unfortunately, not a hit.
that goes way too high. All right. No one's taking any damage, so no bonus action. That will be Zori's turn.
All right, Nyx.
Except wait.
Oh.
She's gonna
Okay.
move it back.
She will. Where is it? No, it's on Baby's sheet. So we have them, which are the actions. She will use her movement to make the BB go there, and then he will slam the middlemost one.
The frogs are moving like a single, like they're doing like a formation over here. They're like making an impenetrable wall of toad. It should be noted: are these toads or are these frogs?
These are frogs. These are definitely the same as the other one. I mean, I don't know if you're joking or not, but there is a difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Shaffer will just pop out from behind Tythra to be like, you see their legs are really long. That means they're frogs, not toad.
And sorry,
Not as
her
well. Okay.
BB's movement is a bonus action, not my movement. So Nyx will try and stay a bit more central too. That's her turn.
All right, Tythrin.
I haven't. Am I actually? I guess it. I need to check something really quick before. Or do something. Da 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 da. Yeah. Okay. Right. How? So these frogs, when we saw them move, they moved like like 25 feet or whatever. That's not meta because I wasn't quite paying attention.
Well, if you weren't quite paying
So-
attention, you may be right or you may be
look,
wrong.
Yeah, right, they can reach us next turn.
Yes.
So, I guess I'm gonna go up next to Blunderbear because me and Blunderbear can form like. Well, sorry, but you're about to suddenly be seen because.
Oh no.
I will need to walk, and then of course Sharp will just be standing there in the open. But I'm gonna go down to this frog, this Noshing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give him the old. Actually, I'm gonna give the old flail. I'm not particularly scared of these things. They're not worthy of the harpoon.
That's a miss.
A wily little.
How not worthy are they now?
All right, this one will come about over here, and then we'll leap above everything else
What?
and land on the other side.
This
Of
frog is
Tythrin.
literally cheating. Does he get? Do I get an opportunity attack?
You don't.
But he's he's.
I
flying above the air.
know. Nobody expected
Literally
it.
cheating. This is literally cheating. I'm like, oh god, they've learned to
Nobody
fly.
expects
Kaya, it's
Hitting
your
frogs.
turn.
But that's induction apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm moving over here. to flank.
Okay,
And
flanking.
I'm gonna hit it.
The most meta thing ever, the opportunity attack conga line.
Oh,
Okay.
that's it.
The flank underline, yeah.
Script bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately gonna do a palm strike.
That
And then
is,
miss.
no, that's a hit
That's
because you do have advantage.
a hit
Yep.
because of the advantage, yeah. Now they're
All
4.
right.
And oh wait. Yeah, because I'm a monk, so I can do 2 strikes, right?
Yep,
Mm.
you should have 2 attacks.
Yeah, and then I use 1 key if I want to do an extra step.
Yeah.
Flurry of blows. But yeah, no, I'm gonna leave it like that.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do 1 key to actually take the dodge action. Just in case.
Okay. All right. This one will come up to here, and then we'll leap across
Oh my
to
God,
Sharfer.
that literally cheated.
Sharfer, it's your turn.
Can you ready actions
Well,
in?
quick question: would you count Shafira as an enemy of the enemy?
I mean, Shafir is definitely an ally.
I mean, because
She would be really
Cause
hurt
I-
if she knew
cause-
that's what you said.
Because I'm a stab the frog, but I was just wondering if I'd get sneak attack.
I just kind of forgot to run her some.
Yeah. I was gonna say she's not an initiative, so is she an active combatant or is she like actively trying to stay out of the way?
She's trying to kill us.
Unfortunately,
I don't think
11
it
misses.
11. I rolled a 10.
Excuse me, 10. Slip of the tongue. Shafira will attempt to attack the one that, is either attacking her or you. And will just barely hit, I believe. Yep.
Should have disengaged.
All right. This giant frog will attack Blunderbear.
16.
Oh, wait a second before it attacks Wonder Bear. I will think its exact moment. Because I can use Protect and save Wonder Bear. Or at least apply disadvantage to it.
Oh, nice.
Disadvantage,
No,
so that misses.
Wait, no,
yeah.
wait, crap. No, it can't because it's
Wait.
this one over here.
No.
Right?
Yes, it is.
Attacks
this
a
one.
target.
Okay, when
Yeah.
this one attacks, then I will save
no.
Wonder Bear.
That means the
You-
target has to be within 5
Yeah,
feet.
you can do this one here on this
Oh.
attack because it's
Okay.
the target has to be within
Right,
5
your
feet.
ally has to be
Yeah.
within 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can never remember which one it is.
Mhm.
Okay, but yes, I'll defend Wonder Bear.
Okay, that's
Yay.
good.
that misses.
Who's gonna eat him? Let's see.
Ha!
This one will attack you, Tythrin,
No, please. Don't do it to me.
with advantage. 13. Still believe it misses.
Yeah, that misses. I mean, technically it didn't matter if you had advantage, but...
This one will come forward
No, not again.
and will attack the small one.
Oh, shut
no.
15.
Oh, that just hits. That hits my AC.
Oh,
That
no.
AC of 15. Oh, no. Tythrin, why would you do this to me?
Sorry, I didn't know they could fly.
Wait.
But I think it
Do-
has to make
do I
another
take 5
attack to
now?
swallow.
It reads as if it's a separate attack, but it's all a part of the bite. Like, if the bite
Oh,
hits,
okay.
then... Yeah, but I
Yeah.
understand that first, because it automatically grapples when it hits.
Yeah.
Now you take damage on the frog's turn. So, I mean, you are sort of a wump.
No! He's been devoured whole. Wait, they're bigger than Sharper?
Yes.
I am 2 apples tall.
And this one is going to
I'm
attack
legitimately
Shafir
tired.
with advantage.
Still 3 feet. 3 feet's like still pretty big when it comes to getting eaten by something.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty big, but not big enough.
Oh, poor Sharford. He's the only thing that can be eaten. He's the only
Yes.
one that can be eaten.
Sharper's turned into a frog.
Okay, she's gonna fire an Eldritch Blast at the one that just swallowed Sharper.
Okay.
Yeah, fish fire.
That's a hit.
18. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, 1 damage.
Okay.
He's really hurt now. Is he bloody to ground?
Is not. Any movement from you?
No, stay where I'm at, so that'll be my turn.
Okay, Nyx.
Only 1 damage is 1 damage.
Don't forget, you gotta save your paycheck.
Yeah, but I've also got to make sure the pretty bird doesn't die too.
We got priorities around here. Not
Exactly.
Shakira.
Where is
Oh,
it?
Chester attack.
Just throw Chester.
Yeah, just blind everyone. That won't matter to me. I'm already blinded.
Sure, you're immune to the
You're the
blind.
frog
but
that
you're-
more paper.
I will just move 5 there
Mhm.
to be slightly conga line meta, and
But
then I will use my action to make BB attack the one that tried to eat him before.
Okay.
So that one.
That's it.
And yeah, that's my turn.
All right, Tythrin, it's your turn.
Oh, damn conga line of frogs over here. The lightly meta question: is the gorge thing something that just happens, or is it an action they're doing?
The swallowing,
feel
you
free to
mean?
answer
That's
that
a
or
thing
not.
that basically
Yeah.
just happens. Yeah.
Okay,
But only against smaller.
Yes.
true. Yeah. So it wouldn't eat me.
It's literally only sharper.
I didn't know if it would like latch onto
Sharper
my
and
arm or something.
Blunderbear, I believe.
It would
Blunderbear?
grapple you, I think. But
No, Blunderbear's medium construct.
Blunderbear is bigger than Sharper.
yeah, it still grapples. Just doesn't.
I mean, like, it would be the same
Oh.
height as him on all 4s,
Mhm.
so when it stands up on its back legs, yeah, it's like, twice his height.
Right.
All right.
But it also means
Um,
I have a horse that's free.
Yes,
Yes, so do these grapple on hit, or is that a small
On
thing
hit.
only?
Mhm.
'Cause I haven't actually read. So they will grapple me. If they
Yep.
they just can't swallow.
Mm,
Right.
Well, I'm going to try to move over to Sharfer, which I know is going to do opportunity attacks. What am I taking?
Okay. So we'll do first from the top, then to the bottom.
Okay. That's
Ooh.
definitely gonna hit.
Oh, you're
So,
not moving.
question: when they hit me, would I be here,
Mm,
or would that? But this is before I move.
you would be at the moment they
yeah,
hit,
like
where
the
they
moment
hit
you
you,
started.
which is as soon as you get out of the rain.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this guy had so much damage.
So no, yeah, Grim, you would have to roll this one's first, because she's leaving that one's range, and then has only traveled 5 feet in this one's range, which
Fair
doesn't
enough,
trigger
so-
opportunity attacks. So the first one would hit, which would be the bottom one, so she still stays here either way.
Right.
No.
But you would not trigger this one's opportunity attack because you'd be grappled.
No.
Yep.
All right, fair. All right. Well,
But you do take 9
That's
damage.
just movement.
I know it's not a notch day. Alright. Fine, I ain't scared. I ain't scared, no thing. Alright, well, in that case, so I still have my attack action, correct?
Yep.
Alright, well, I'm gonna slap this stupid ass frog. I'm gonna use my free action to switch to the harpoon.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm not gonna switch to the harpoon
Okay.
because I have to pull the harpoon out if I unveil
Right.
it, so I'm just gonna slap with the flail. Oh my god, I rolled the exact
That doesn't do it.
Ugh.
We're so miserable.
This giant frog is going
This
to
is how we die.
attack
This is how we
Tythrin.
die.
Is smart enough to flank?
It does not hit. Even with advantage.
Kaya, your turn.
Lose my patient defense, but I'm going to attack twice this one.
Mhm.
Although I'm tempted to help Sharfer, but I don't want to take this extra opportunity.
Hope he'll just devour you. Just in your whole career.
Oh, dude, I see me here.
Hits.
Who would
4.
win?
And then headbutt.
That one does hit because it is flanked.
Ooh, they're not that fast then. 6.
That is. Ooh, I mean, it's certainly bloodied.
Oof.
One might hazard a guess to say it has exactly 1 HP remaining.
I guess I'm gonna do my flurry of blows. If you say that. Another bomb strike.
Oh, yeah.
That's an overkill.
Sort of explodes as you sort of, hit it at the end.
Have you seen Kung Fu Hustle? That's what happens.
And I'm gonna
Love that
move
movie.
Same.
right around here, I guess.
This frog is going to...
If it's going to attack me,
it's not.
Just let me know.
It's going to attack
Okay.
Shafira. Sharfer, you can still attack the inside. You are blinded and restrained. So, you're attacking with disadvantage, but you can still do so.
I mean, I definitely know that I'll be attacking at disadvantage, but that's definitely one rule I disagree with, because I think if I stab anywhere, I'm definitely hitting the frog. Okay,
He's got a good point.
It's sort of...
but
he's
I
in
mean,
it.
I'll take the disadvantage because I'm in the frog.
Like, I believe
But it's just I don't like that rule.
Like, it's a
personally.
difference between just sort of poking it and getting, like, an attack. You're having to maneuver and
Yeah.
fight to get your weapon in position to do anything kind of damage with it, I mean, it's probably flat at your
it's
side.
And I mean, with that amazing attack, you'd probably see the rapier pop out of its back.
I mean, it's a pretty decent one.
It dies.
It
Straight
just
out.
it just gets a single spike for a second.
It isn't.
If anything, I think you should have advantage.
Shafira will attack the one in between Nyx.
I shall be back though.
Yes.
That was something that I was going to ask as well, but it doesn't matter because they can't swallow mediums. Was with Blunderbear's shot is removing the DC if he's eaten, because he's literally just like unloading the shot into its stomach. Dodge this.
Right. I mean, this one is attacking Blunderbear.
Mm-hmm. That is a hit.
This one is attacking Tythrin.
Hey, hit me, Froggy, one more time.
He does not. This one is
He's a loser.
jumping away.
No!
He's running away with our teammate. Nah, what a dick.
It was
They
a
get
sharper behind.
Get the attack of
What?
opportunity?
No.
You do not, because he leapt away. Whoops, I'm sorry. Sharfer, you do.
Oh my
come
god,
with
did he
him.
really move twice?
Oh God, no.
What the fuck? This frog is like.
Far am I?
No.
Hey, I
I'm slowly.
demand.
So I take 5 points of damage.
Oh,
Though, right?
excuse me. I do have to roll for that.
I would like to
Could I,
argue that
could
he
I ask you to
cannot
take that
jump
off my sheet
these
because I'm having a smoke?
frogs.
Yeah.
2d4.
2d4. I thought that would roll it. You take 2 points of acid, and I will remove it off your sheet.
I was just checking the distance. Ignore that.
Checking the distance as well. I would like to argue that the frog cannot jump while he's eating sharper. He's too fat. You know the jumping frogs of Calaveras County. You ever hear that
But I mean,
story?
I have
No,
heard that
it
story.
It adds to the panic.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You know, he's eating an entire halfway. There's no way he could just definitely leap away.
I don't know, considering frogs can eat other frogs and then just jump away. Yeah, I think it's valid that it can eat something
Azori,
smaller
it is
than
your
it
turn.
and jump away.
Shafira is also blooded
Okay.
at this point.
So seeing that the one with that ate Schaefer is starting to run away, I'm gonna blast it again with Elder Blast.
Yep.
We'll try to put it out of its misery.
That's a hit.
Oh,
Oh,
I was considering harpooning the frog, but that might not be a good idea with the sharper inside. Oh, so good.
Ooh,
Well, I guess not a crit, but 4 damage is still really good.
Oh, God.
You know, very good, but pretty good.
I do believe that is enough to kill it. I'm not entirely sure because I
Yay.
accidentally added. Maybe. Oh no! Wait,
The
it's
zombie
not
frog.
enough to kill it.
No.
damn it!
No.
I accidentally
So-
added
so at one
45
point in
damage
time, I'm
to
just
it
gonna
instead.
Randomly burst through. Just randomly get be way far away from the party by the time I get out of here.
Nix, it
You're
is
gonna
your
like-
turn.
Swim on
Uh,
to like the
Nyx, as she does what she's about to do, would be. I can roll a performance for it at the same time, but would be kind of like miming to Shafira to try and disengage and get out
Mm-hmm.
on her turn. Like, because we can't actually, I can't say to her,
Right.
get out of there, but I'd be making the motion as I ran past, and I would run past this first one to trigger its reaction.
Okay.
But before you roll it,
Mhm.
I would be using my reaction to do that to give it disadvantage.
Okay.
So make that attack first. Thank God. And then I will continue the same down here to trigger the second one's reaction attack, which it misses. And then I would probably actually stop there just so things were nice, and then I would make BB slam the one. Yeah.
Yep. Hits.
And yes.
Tythrin, it's your turn. Oh, excuse me.
So how do obviously if you take a range shot you get opportunity attack, but is there any disadvantages?
That's not a 5e thing. That's
Like,
just
even with opportunity
3.5.
attack?
Yeah, you don't.
Wow.
I don't believe.
Okay then.
What was it?
Yeah, well then in that case, since I'm grappled by this frog.
Hold on, I could be wrong.
What do you-
You do have disadvantage on hitting, but they can't hit you.
Oh, I have disadvantage because I'm in
Right.
melee. Well, considering I'm probably not a good shot, then I don't think. Okay. I'm gonna flail this frog,
Mm-hmm.
which is
That's a
definitely
hit.
gonna hit it. Probably not kill it though.
Does not.
I rolled a 1. And uh, man, oh no. Did anyone actually stop that frog? When's that frog's turn?
The one jumping away with Shafa,
It's like pretty
I-
low on
I
the.
can
13.
stop it, but
he's 13.
Sharper will get attack against it
Yeah.
before it goes away. All right, fine. I'm gonna action surge, and I'm just going to take a pistol shot against the frog at disadvantage. Then.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping I could kill this frog and not be taking a disadvantage for it, but it's gonna miss then.
Unfortunately. Kaya, it's your turn.
okay, I am going to go ahead. Use. I think I only need 35 feet. I'm within 20. Yeah, I'm within 20. I only move 35 feet, and I can throw a dart.
Mm-hmm.
Take it down.
That's it.
In this whole froggy career.
It's 5 damage.
I think it's gonna kill it.
Does that kill it? Yes. Shatter is out.
It does.
And I move 5 feet back up.
I like to think he just sort of like slowly goes like, "Bleh," and then Sharper rolls out.
And then it's my turn.
Okay.
Or apparently Sharper can like chest burst his way out of him.
Shafa needs to spend 5 movement to come out of it.
Oh god, they crit Shafira.
No.
No, Shafira.
Oh my god.
That is exactly what I was trying to avoid. But
Shafira's down.
Unfortunately, went just before Saphira, yeah.
Sharfer, it's your turn.
Burst out of the cavity, be born again.
Yeah. Am I out of the frog, or do I need to come out?
You
of
need
the
to come
frog?
out of the frog, I believe.
it's 5 feet movement and you come out prone.
Become the frog, Sharper.
Shafa just wears a frog suit.
He jumps with the frog. As the frog.
Just kind of like some weird reverse Kirby uses its leap ability.
Because, the frog is just, he's like wearing the frog suit and just walks around on 2 legs. Like, he doesn't pretend to actually.
When you get eaten, you actually become what ate you.
You become the frog. This is who I am now. What I was always meant to be.
Sorry if y'all heard the end of that cough.
I'm dying. Goodbye.
Action to just dash.
So where are you going, Sharfer? Remember, standing up from being prone takes half your movement.
I have 25,
So-
so I used 5 and then 10.
Mhm.
So it went like here's the first 10, and then I've got 25 as an action dash, and then another 25 as a bonus action dash.
Okay.
So over here will be fine.
All right.
Maybe not quite that far. Maybe a little bit back, just in case someone needs help. And I mean, I just need to catch my bearings at the moment.
Yeah. Shafira.
It's a
Oh, Spear, please don't die.
Fails her
love
first
you.
death save.
No! Can't do this.
We'll make it blue.
She's the strongest among us all.
Giant Frog attacks Blunderbear.
Shafira, why?
I used Protected on.
Okay.
sweet.
Forgot to do it last turn, but.
Didn't need to last.
Giant frog attacks Tythran.
Please don't.
Hits Tythran.
18, that hits.
For 5.
Wait, did the giant frog attack Shafira?
Yes. Back on its turn, I believe.
No, but I mean, no, not right now. It doesn't.
No. That's
what I was
against Tythran.
Yeah.
Yeah, this frog's rolling so good. This frog rolled an 18. This one rolled a.
Because
No,
this
15.
frog will leap
One rolled a
and will attack
20.
Sharp.
I mean, I did need to come and figure out what I was doing, and
No.
I mean, I guess I was figuring out what I was doing there.
Oh no, Sharper!
Oh,
What?
no.
Wait, these frogs roll so good.
Alright.
Oh no.
Well, it turns out I'm the best distraction.
Sorry, it's your turn.
Okay.
There's only been 5 attacks from these frogs that are like not.
Shove is just having numb flashbacks right now.
Down. She's going to cast a healing light point of healing light into Schaefer to bring her back up as a bonus action.
Okay.
So 2.
That.
And then she's going to use one of her spell slots to cast Guiding Bolt at the frog that just ate Schaefer again.
We're gonna kill this frog and then another one's gonna eat him.
Unfortunately, 10 does not do it. You need an 11.
No.
Ugh.
Oh gosh.
Oh. Nix.
Some rolls.
And those are valuable slots.
Well, with Shafira would still be on the ground.
Shafir
right?
is still on the ground.
I'm rolling the d6 to your destiny.
I
The
will
d6 of destiny. Roll that.
use that and use my reaction to instantly stand Shafira up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will use my action to make Blunderbear slam the same one.
Mm-hmm. That's a hit.
And then, in terms of bonus actions, I do not have much. And
Didn't you just stand her up with your bonus action?
no, that's my reaction.
Ah, okay.
Bonus action as part of this is I can pull her half my movement to me, but she's still at risk of opportunity attacks, or I can use my action to basically give her a turn. But
Gotcha.
I used that on BB, so I still have a bonus action, which I don't really have anything for. Unless, is this... No, alright, yep, no, that's my turn.
All right. Tythran, it's your turn.
I hate this frog. I hate him. Stupid frog next to me. His entire life is hearing me. I'm gonna use my free action. I'm gonna switch to harpoon, and I'm harpooning the stupid frog.
It's a hit.
And I have 5 damage.
That's enough to bring it down.
Can I still move?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna leave my harpoon in the frog. So I'm just gonna drop it for the time being. And I'm gonna run up to this frog. Sort of stand right here so it can't run to the north. Can I like tackle him? Can I like do like a running tackle? on the
Kaya,
frog?
it's your turn.
I'll take that as a...
I'll take that as a
You
maybe.
still had
All right. I am going to go ahead and run over here and hit it twice.
Yes.
Are you able to do anything to
I feel
affect
like the
this one?
highway.
No.
So-
17, because you're
Oh,
flanking.
wait, I
so
have
that's a
advantage.
hit.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
Flank. 4.
Yep.
Then I had to do the hook kick.
18, that's a hit.
18. 6. Okay. That's 10. And then I think that's all I can do for now.
Don't eat Shafira.
Shafira goes down.
Gone.
No, we just got her up.
Fira.
Charfer.
Is Shafira not considered a small creature?
She's not. She is medium.
Eldest.
Interesting.
I believe I shall go with the tried and true method
Excuse
of,
me.
still trying to stay well inside of the frog.
Don't
She's
stab
large.
me
I've been
with
doing it wrong the entire time. Holy crap, she's a big girl.
Wait,
Oh my
what?
God.
Excuse me.
It's
It's
beautiful.
huge.
What's
How tall is she?
I'm in love now.
Hey.
That's a hit. For 7.
How tall is she, Grizz? Is she like 10 feet tall?
She is probably a good, 8.5 or so. 8.5 to 9, I believe. I mean,
We could just ride her around.
she would probably not be wild about that idea.
I carried her out of the village. I didn't know it was so powerful.
Probably get kicked.
Granted, she's probably deceptively light for her size.
Thing is,
Yeah, very likely.
yeah.
If you'll excuse me just one moment. I'm doing all the other burns to that size. that I
So the people that killed them and ate them, they've
Oh, they-
been eating for days.
it was a
Birds.
good
They have
meal.
a lot more meat.
Enough to feed,
I would say-
20 people.
Now it actually makes sense why we got warned about the dangerous birds that attack
The thing
you,
was,
because they're
They didn't
twice
actually
the
kill that
size
many
of
problem.
us.
Shafira. I'm sorry, what was that last one?
I was just saying, now we understand why we were getting warned
Right.
about dangerous birds. Like, at best, hip-sized birds, not that threatening even if angry. I mean, it's a goose, just punch it in the head. But when it's the size of an ostrich, have you seen Dude, Where's My Car?
Right. Not only that,
Oh,
but it's
God.
bigger. But
Have you seen the emu war?
death saving
You
throw
are.
on her.
The only animals that won against humans.
Yeah. Yeah, the Australians lost the emu war.
So this one will leap away at this point.
Is that just a meme? Better not
Oh.
leave away. Son of a bitch.
That's not just a meme. That happened.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
actually a legitimately recognized war that the Australians lost because they had to retreat and basically didn't finish their job.
I don't know.
They
But-
declared it
but-
losing, and
But then again, you don't really want to fuck with an emu. Those things will mess you up.
Yeah.
This one will also leap away.
Yeah.
Slowly dissolve me.
Yep.
Do I get an opportunity attack because he's
You do not.
what? That's cheating. This man's cheating.
2d6 damage, Sharper.
I'm literally right here. I'm
There was a GM roll by
Oh.
accident. So I. Also, I think it's 2d4. It is 2d4.
before,
Yeah,
yep.
you're very lucky.
Why did you roll 2 6s?
You take 4 damage.
I will just take that as a yes. Well, now I am bloody too.
Azori.
Okay,
I mean, not that anyone.
Sorry
will
saves
say-
the day.
hopefully. Again, seeing the frog try to run off with her companion again. I'm gonna fire an Eldritch Blast at it. Hopefully kill it this time.
Save sharp.
Did you hit?
Oh, super good.
Okay.
Does
Come on, 10.
1 damage.
Uh,
Yeah.
That is enough to bring it down.
Ah,
Who's sharper?
Nyx, it is your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Kill this frog down here. No survivors.
I will.
Make an attack with Shafira.
Yeah, I will give Shafira a turn.
Shafira's down currently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do it when I'm basically controlling her like I do BB and Chester.
Interesting.
That's what
Okay.
that willing puppets. That's what that.
This
willing
is a
puppet
reaction,
needs
right?
to do. I use my full action to give her a move and make an action, which can be an attack, disengage, or whichever, which is what I'm going to do. I'll have her disengage and move away.
Okay.
And then it is a reaction to immediately stand them up, which I'll use as well. So there's my reaction and my action gone. And then bonus action, I can basically, with them still prone on the ground, just yank them out of the middle of combat, but they can be opportunity attacked. So I will keep my bonus action to move BB, actually.
So where are you moving her to first?
Shafira, I will put her, just send her down south between me and Kaya.
About right here?
Yep.
Okay.
And then BB will 10, 20. Who's
got
the
that
one with
frog
Shafa?
What's that?
Or did he go south?
Sharper is
Sharper's
south.
dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And then, yeah, just send BB to help Tythron with the last one. Oh, second to last one. I think that other one's getting away anyway.
I mean, charge is a thing in 3.5. Is a thing.
Tythron. Yeah, charge isn't really. There might be something for
Fifth
charge.
edition
Here.
sold.
Yeah, not really.
Why is 5th edition sold?
Because it's
There's
like
deep
streamlined
for it.
rules.
Oh, it's so bad.
It does
Can I
it does
walk?
do my heart a little bit good to hear you say that.
Okay, I can walk 30 feet to flank this frog, technically, in the sense that someone else can come up and flank it. So I'm like walking
Yeah.
around, not playing opportunity. And I can't. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do like the amazing like walkie thing that you love, Grim. There you go. Oh, it's so good.
Oh.
I love it.
Amazing. It is amazing.
And of course, I don't have my harpoon, so I'm gonna flail
That's a
this
hit.
stupid frog for 6 damage. Man, my rolls have been terrible. I've been, like 1, like 2s.
Kaya, it is your turn.
I'm gonna. You know what I've got. I can do this
Oh god!
because I've got 40 feet of movement.
Oh, you take an attack of opportunity for that.
Yeah, I
No,
love
I'm
it.
not really gonna.
You should. I mean,
I'm gonna advantage this
Yeah.
by bludgeoning and do.
You know what?
Another-
Stop right there.
Okay.
who's that stop?
Sharper. It's your turn.
What?
Oh, you killed it. You killed it with that first hit, the 5 damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, there's another frog. I didn't
Your
even
turn
notice.
now, Sharps.
There's one within jumping distance of Sharper.
Please, no.
just stay on the frog. Just stay near the frog.
I mean, they're right there. That frog's right
Frog.
there. I'm gonna get it out. Get out of the frog. Notice there's a frog right there.
Hit my
Know,
kid.
know that it can jump at me. I'm gonna go save it there.
Okay,
Gonna go.
okay.
I'm gonna go over and stab it. Use my bonus action to dash. Use my
Yeah.
regular action to stab it.
Sharper, you miss.
Oh.
Miss.
No.
Sharper.
And then I'm gonna yell out, I still need help over here.
Don't die,
All
Sharper.
right, Shafira.
Sure.
Don't get swallowed.
She makes her second death saving throw.
Yay!
Please.
And the giant frog will attack Sharper.
Sharper gets bored again.
No.
Um,
13.
For once,
Oh,
it misses.
Okay. Izori.
Finally.
Okay, seeing that. Okay, now that there's immediate dangers out of the way, besides that one frog, Zori's going to stabilize or heal up Shafira again.
Next would say to go help Shafa. Would basically call out like, go help Shafa.
Yeah.
Because she'd spend her turn, which is right up next, stabilizing.
And
I mean, she'd try and do it before you cast the spell, so you can save the slot if needed.
well, it's not a slot. That's just points that
Oh,
I
is
have.
that just a feature? Okay, cool. That's even better then.
So I still have one left of that to heal up for somebody. And then the last frog, I'm going to Eldritch Blast it.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Nice.
There's that good.
Good.
Then I shall make my way limping back to everyone.
And next will stand Shafira back up, so she doesn't need to do it. And then release the strings.
Shafira sort of looks up, panting, looks at the frogs, and then just Nashte.
Nasty.
Nixon thumbs up and like a grin with a cock to
Frog.
the side head,
I'm going to get my
and then
harpoon.
go over to BB. And I assume we can take a short rest.
If we would like to.
Yeah, let's take a
I'm
break.
gonna go ahead and just
Can
run over.
we please?
Yes. So what we'll actually do is we'll take a short rest in real life as well. So, everybody take 5. Use the restroom,
15
grab
minutes.
some drinks, that kind of thing. And
15 minutes, everybody.
Just thought I'd say I'm gonna run over and pick up my boomerang.
yes.
How much XP was that?
I'm not a jerk about that for the most part. I assume you pick up your used weapons if you can. As far as breakables like darts and arrows, it's standard rules. You get half of what you use back.
I used one, so I don't get anything back.
Unfortunately.
Luckily,
You can recover
rounded
half of it.
I can recover half of a dart.
All right, but I'm gonna be back in a couple.
Yeah, I'll be right back as well.
I mean, you just might need to get some more fletching for it, but
yeah, I love that about the emu war, and I totally like to picture it just like lines of emus lined up like on Lord of the Rings or something, and then just like a small handful
and
of
then a
soldiers.
firing squad.
Yeah, just a handful of soldiers in a sandbag emplacement, been there for like a week and a half, just fighting these endless hordes of birds. Like, I know it
Wait
wasn't
until
like
you can
that.
see the whites of their eyes.
Yeah, we're running low, man. I know it wasn't like that. It was basically just a big safari hunt, but they still fucking lost that war to some flightless birds.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious, that one.
See, even New Zealand's so obviously superior than Australia. We ain't ever lost a war we been in.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said New Zealand's obviously superior to Australia. We ain't ever lost a war we've been in. Oh, we were in Vietnam?
No, but
Well,
we were in Gallipoli. And the only
was
reason we don't call that a war is because we lost. We just call that a conflict.
was Gallipoli not part of World War though?
That was World War One, I think.
Exactly. So it's still part of one of the grandest scale operations in which the Axis lost.
I mean, we do just call Gallipoli a conflict, but it was
Exactly.
just part of the war, in all
Exactly.
fairness.
It was a conflict in the war. It was not an entire war in of itself. So we have not lost a single war. We have lost conflicts. We have lost everything. We've lost battles and everything like that. But every country loses at some point. Even America's had to pull out of countries and out of land and everything, out of territory that they've controlled.
True.
You know who didn't lose a war though? Alexander the Great. That man saw an island mocking him and went, "Oh yeah, you're now a peninsula."
That island blocked it. It would just be like, man, it would be a real shame if someone bought 2 million tons of sand here.
Yeah. You can't invade an island. What's that? I can't invade a peninsula.
Look at us here on this island. We're safe from you. I don't think that peninsula looks very safe.
Can you imagine the guys in that fort watching them for weeks on end, just carting more and more fucking sand and dirt and rocks and everything out there, and just being like, this motherfucker right here, he's
Bucket.
actually doing it.
Bucket by bucket, an army approaches your walls.
I regret saying his mother smells like elderberries.
It's more like he was at the pub the night before, and one of his mates was just like, I bet you can't invade an island. You don't even have any boats.
Who needs boats, motherfucker? I have half an entire planet of conquered land behind me I can move.
Alan starts talking shit to him. He's like, I've always wanted a peninsula called Augustus. Oh, wait, no, what was he calling all of his things? Alexandria.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted a peninsula called Alexandria. Imagine not taking all the sand away afterwards and having your own island.
Right. What an idiot.
Like if he peninsulaed that island and then islanded the peninsula, he would be safe on the island.
Yeah, because what's anyone else gonna do? Build out to a fucking island?
Well, he's going to be the one that knows what's going to happen and is going to stop them building out from the island.
Exactly.
Wait,
So
are we
not
talking
gonna...
about blowing up an island?
No, we were talking about Alexander the Great and how an island fort basically said, you cannot conquer us because we're an island and you have no boats. And Alexander the Great was like, oh yeah, that's a nice peninsula that you have there. He literally got his army to transport enough dirt, sand, and rocks to create a peninsula to the island and join it to the land so he could invade it.
Okay.
Like, if I was the guys in the fort, he would have gotten halfway and I would have just been like, you know what, man, we will just save you the time. Have the fucking place.
Yeah, that's true. Like we will not bother with the war. Just have the place.
I mean, this isn't at the start of his career either. So by this point, he had conquered a vast majority of what he was going to conquer, and he was, a name to be known throughout. I mean, anyone in the land
Yeah,
that was
He'd
connected.
be well known enough.
Yeah, he was, his days Genghis Khan or I don't know, other big warlords.
Yeah.
Literally the man to have conquered the most of the world, even past beyond Genghis Khan. And Genghis Khan is rumored to be basically everyone on the planet is meant to have some bloodline tracing back to the Khans, because that's how much the Khans conquered. And then there's Alexander the Great, who's just like, that's nice, dear.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Because what was it? Was he Macedonian?
Are we all back, or are we still waiting on somebody?
I think we're still waiting on some people.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Macedonian.
I'm downstairs and having a smoke, but I'm on the call.
Yes. You do exist in some way, shape, or form.
That one's debatable.
Oof. Oh. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. 20
What?
more.
No, that's a good thing.
Frogs?
That's Shafira healing with her dice. As she takes a rest.
The only
as
thing
well.
again with my dice, I think, is keep one. Oh wait, I didn't want to mark that. I don't think I have that marked. Yeah,
After Nyx had
that's not
finished
filled out.
with her repairs on BB,
Mhm.
she would go around and check that everyone's okay, and then suggest we keep moving. Unless someone particularly wanted to
I'm
restock
back.
on frog meat.
We'll ask. I think we're... Are we still here? Are the new people here? I don't know your voices very well yet.
I am.
Okay. And I think that sounds like M sitting down right there.
No, I mean,
Yes.
I'm here. I'm here.
Did you hear what Nick suggested? My gosh, this...
I was just saying that after everyone had a short rest, caught their breath and everything, Nick should go around, check on everyone, and then suggest that we move on unless anyone wanted to, particularly wanted to replenish their frog meat supplies.
I mean, I don't even want the frog meat in the first place, so I have nothing to replenish.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Mine,
Yeah, we have plenty of crab and bird now.
Yeah, that's basically
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Oh, plenty of bird. How dare
Can we
you.
like?
Every time frogs gets brought up now, Sharfa's just going to be like, the tongues, they're everywhere.
Oh, we should cook some frog tongue for Sharper.
All
Amber
right.
frog gamer.
So are we keen to continue on to the temple, or...
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that short rest healed everyone. Our warlock should have gotten her slots back, I believe.
Yep. I'm all healed up again.
Oh yeah, what do you use hit dice for?
That is for sort of healing in a situation just like that. You take away one of the hit dice and you roll that and you regain that many HP.
How many hit dice do I have? I have no clue.
Equal to
Should
your
be
level.
your level. So you'll have 2.
And you're allowed to use as many as you want on a long
Yeah, I
rest.
have to.
And a short rest. But you only get half of them back at a long rest.
That's fine. Two.
Were you even hit that
Which
combat?
is almost full HP. Well, yeah, I was hit like by a crit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know You know what would have been a better thing to do there,
I was it
Emerald?
twice actually. What?
Use your second wind before the short rest. Because second wind replenishes on
used
a
it in
short rest
combat.
too. Oh, did you use it in combat, did you?
Yeah, I used
Not
it.
your
Oh, okay.
action surge, your second win.
Oh no no.
Yeah,
no,
your second wind.
Can you just do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh well then yeah, and say that instead of using a hit dice, I just second wind it.
I'm pretty sure it's still the same either way for the roll.
Yeah,
I
you
believe
get
it is
back on short rest,
1d10
yeah.
plus the level.
Oh, okay, so
So
12.
it actually heal up to full in that case, but yeah.
Oh,
What?
no, not 1d.
Well, no,
Not
I mean, it would be
necessarily.
1d10 plus 2 instead of plus 4.
Yes, it'd be 6.
Oh, is my hit dice actually more?
Your con.
I mean, you can still use the hit dice as well.
Yeah, I did use my con.
Mhm.
Oh, because I just clicked the hit dice, so I just
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
I rolled just a d10. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I'll use the second one. 'Cause I'm still healthy enough.
Mhm.
So just 2 less health is what you heal, but
Yep.
But
just
indeed,
keep
we
going
have-
for the temple.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think the temple is? So yeah, we just straight south. Well, southwest slightly, but no temple.
No, I think we should go
To the
directly
south,
south.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I see it off in the distance.
Hey, is that a temple over here?
Oh,
Yeah, like, is this flat open land and stuff like that, like, off of the beach where we are on the map? Obviously, it's a different textured land and stuff. Would this be like
where we
plains or
are
open
right
land?
now is still sort of flat land. It's sort of grassy land. When
So would we see the temple from a distance?
we would see the temple like right now, yes.
Yeah.
And if you'll give me a second, we see the Temple of Rain, which happens to be flooded because either like this land right here or perhaps just the land that it's on, it's very, very sodden. I mean, there's definitely standing water here, and it looks like there's standing water here all the time, at the very least. It certainly looks like most of the temple has sort of sunken in and fallen into this water in some capacity.
Does it look like it's because of the tides? Like, is it high tide?
It's
Um,
I mean, we must like go up with the tides because it's connected to the ocean. Yeah.
Do we want to wait around and see if the
Yeah,
tide
well-
goes out?
That's what I'm asking. Like, is it high tide currently? Is this connected to the tides? So,
I have to
like,
check when our
if we go
tides
in-
are, honestly. Give me one moment.
Because in all fairness, if this is a tidal area, then when it's low tide, you might be able to find like
So it is low tide right now.
cockles and what are the clams and things.
just because I was
Still
thinking if
flooded.
it was already like low tide and it's still flooded already, once it becomes high tide, if we're in there when it becomes high tide and it gets more flooded, I mean, 2 of us don't need to worry about that, but the rest of us do.
True.
But I don't think high tide will affect it that much. We can still be
I
at
mean, the
least
tides
some
are
level.
pretty slow. Surely we could
You have
Yeah.
get to higher ground.
basically till this evening until high tide. So to put it, it's probably around 11 or so. We've traveled a couple hours. We have until 4 until high tide. And I mean, tides are obviously a thing that you would know in this world.
Yeah. That's why I was asking, like, what tide
And
would it be at
I
the
do know
moment
that
and everything.
like the next day tides are like 1 hour earlier or 1 hour later. I don't remember.
Yes, later.
Yeah, 1 hour
isn't
later.
Isn't it a half hour?
Some amount of time.
So like it is on one of the handouts in the world information. The moon and tides has like literally when the tides are. Like if we're really into looking. You know what I mean?
Just so you know, we have 5 hours. That's good enough.
That's good enough for a start, yeah.
Guys,
So,
yeah.
Should we?
do we just want to go to the temple? Just like simply just walk up to it?
I guess.
I mean, they said that they saw monsters from a distance. Do we see like
How
monsters
flooded?
crawling on it?
How flooded already is it? Like, are we going to be swimming into the temple, or is it like up to our knees or something?
There are parts where it is likely to be flooded, even with it being at low tide.
But like walking in and up to the entrance and stuff like that. Do we have to swim in or anything like that? Does it look like?
You would have to get closer. You would have to explore for an entrance. Not only because the temple also looks as if it's ruined at this point as well. You obviously can't go in, the front door, or at least from where you are. You could probably guess that you probably couldn't just go in the front door, quote unquote.
Let us get closer then.
Then they're gonna have to do a bit of
Yeah.
swimming.
If you would allow me, I can try and swim stealthily around and search for an entrance.
I don't
That's
think we
also an
should.
option.
True. I don't think we should be splitting up in what was described as a dangerous area. I mean, the what would we even call them? The ship people.
That
others
sounds about right. The ship people.
Sure. The point is, the crew said that they'd seen monsters around here that crawling. Going alone might not be a good idea, especially in the water where most of us really can't come to get you if something
Well-
terrible would happen.
Then you go with her, Tythrin.
I mean,
You
can-
don't need to worry about drowning either.
I still have to swim, mind you. It's not exactly dexterous in the water.
Walk.
I'd be stealth. I'd be hiding around, so I wouldn't be moving that fast either.
I mean, I probably am not going to be stealthy in the water. So if stealth was part of the equation, then probably not the one to bring with us. But I mean, I can go with you if you want.
So, swimming isn't
Oh,
also,
I
part of this is because M's used to 3.5, more or less. Swimming isn't, like, a super difficult thing. Here in 5e, you don't have to make, like, checks or anything for the most part, unless they're, like, dire circumstances. You just
Yeah,
move
but,
at
like,
half
I mean,
speed,
sort of-
basically.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like early editions where you actually needed to be skilled in swimming or you drowned.
Yeah.
If I know much about fish and all that, they usually go off vibrations. If you want, I can splash around over here and try and make a distraction.
But I definitely don't
If you
think
want to
pulling
make-
everything to us is a good idea.
If you want to make the distraction while I look, go ahead. But yes, Dathan said it wouldn't be a good idea to just have everything in one place and then have everything attack you guys.
I mean, just out of character, I'm suggesting this so I can go look for clams while you're exploring.
Yeah.
But Shaffer's like, he looks like he wants to help.
Sharper, we need a glass hammer.
Well, do we all walk up, or do a couple of us go up and try to be sneaky?
I think I'm good enough to stealth around in the water, but the more and the less of us there are, the less likely we'll be spotted.
I guess
And if I see any danger, of course I'm not gonna attempt to fight it alone.
Oh,
it's not the danger seeing us seeing the danger, it's the danger seeing us.
Maybe want to take some time and scout around as you get closer as well?
That's what I was getting. Yeah.
That's what we're wanting to do,
Gotcha.
but deciding
Yeah.
how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking it Tythrin just because of the whole not having to worry about if you do go underwater, but if
Sure,
you're
yeah.
more worried about the stealth of it, then it's better to take Shafa.
Well, I don't think Sharper should be going. He gets eaten by everything around here.
Yeah, Sheffer might not be the best idea,
Mm.
so I think Tythorn is better, just not to be
Sure.
just so not to be alone.
Nyx is designed to be the complete opposite of sneaky, so that's why she's kind of like not part of the sneaky discussion. She's more of the on the side of let's just walk up to it.
All right. So what's the plan? That like me and Kaya are gonna go around the edge and like sort of sneakily scout for an entrance.
Yeah, scout around for dangers and an entrance.
Do one of
Right.
you guys have a pistol or something?
I have a pistol. I'll
Right.
say that's like I said. If we run into danger, I'm uh, into dire circumstances. I'll shoot the pistol, and you'll certainly hear it.
But you also
Unless
have a
I'm in the
harpoon, which
water,
is
and,
good
you
for
know.
water.
Yeah, but the pistol's to let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a flare gun type deal.
Obviously, don't waste it by shooting it in the air. Still try and hit something
Yeah, of
with
course.
it.
Yeah.
I'd pull out my pistol, fire it in the air, and then go, "Oh, I could have done this smarter."
In
And
all
then the
fairness,
bullet
if you
lands
are
on
going
top.
to fire it in the air, don't load up a ball.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
still a
good to
waste
take
of
gunpowder.
powder.
Yeah.
All right, so
Just do gunpowder.
what's the plan?
All right, the plan that me and Kaya are gonna go and sort of swim around the edge and search
Mm-hmm.
for an entrance in and potential monsters whilst trying to avoid them.
I'm going to say at least Kaya's plan is to swim around stealthily. I don't know if Tythorn can swim around stealthily, but
Okay,
Kaya will.
I'll just sort of be, I mean, on the banks then? Is that the plan?
Yeah, that might be a good idea, so that you're waiting for me there if I see something that's approaching me.
Yeah. So I'm sort of there in case something goes bad. And if something does go bad, I'm gonna shoot the pistol to let the party know that it's going bad,
Okay.
whilst also trying to help.
And while they're doing that, I'm gonna search for clams and cockles and all those bottom feeders that live in this kind of area.
Sure.
And Nyx is kind of just gonna lounge back on BB and try and keep dry.
Sharfer,
Right.
investigation. Kaya, stealth.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of use my shape shifting a little bit to make all my colors kind of more like bluish and shinier, so that I'm less likely to be noticed.
More your natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, Chef is not as good as catching clams
Bad
as
rolls.
I am.
God damn it.
Kaya, you believe you're hidden from view mostly. You know, the water is muddied. And when you're sort of exploring, and I would imagine you're more or less just going around the place at very first.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go ahead and just go straight in, just going around, see if I see an entrance.
It is probably just about chest high for you. Just slightly under, you know. You could lift your arms up, no problem, sort of wade through it. But it's annoying to say the least. You think about at high tide, this place would be submerged under the water a good couple of feet, and it would be likely impossible for people to go around without, you know, it going under.
Okay.
Most of the temple is in pretty sad shape. You were not here for it, but it was mentioned that people don't really come here to worship so much, as this god has just taken up a residence inside this temple, and it's fairly obvious of that. There are no tracks of people going into and out of the temple that you can see, and you would have to hunt pretty well to even find an entrance into it. And so you can give me an investigation check, if you please.
Oh boy.
And it takes you quite a while to find one. We're talking along the order of about 2 hours or so. So again, at this point where we are, we're looking at about 2.5 hours till high tide or so. But you eventually find sort of a spiraling staircase that leads down. And you can tell that along this staircase, whether you fall or not, I'm assuming you're not, but on the staircase, it's pretty much always, at the very least, damp. There aren't things like corals growing on this staircase, but there's certainly some incredibly moisture-loving variety of mosses at the very least.
But are the staircases going down submerged? Or no?
It is not submerged. Again, as you sort of go down and you get to where you believe the bottom is, you're thinking it's probably waist high or so, or would be waist high. You know, you wind up going sort of under the water a little bit, finding a pocket of air, and then in this sort of pocket, you find the stairs that lead downwards.
Okay. So yeah, that area would be safe for everyone to just walk around and breathing air.
You believe
At least.
so. At the very least, at low
Okay.
tide.
Okay.
What if it's
So
underwater,
yeah.
right?
So after that I'm gonna go back.
Mm-hmm. And I could not hear
There's
what
a
you
bucket
said.
of air,
Nikki.
so it,
Sorry, I was like, but if it's underwater, right? Because you have to swim to it.
Mm-hmm.
Surely it wouldn't matter if it's high tide or low tide. It would
yeah,
fill
like
up.
this bucket of air, like it's a bucket of air that's already underwater, so it should
Yeah.
already be, like, if tides rise, it shouldn't affect it. At least not by much.
Yeah, well, not as far as I understand, because like she's going underwater to get it right.
Like, again, you know, at some point she does have to go under the water to get to this area further into the temple.
Do you know how an S-bend of a toilet works?
right. It's yeah, you know, there's like this bubble of air. I mean, there could very well be water further down into it, depending on how, you know.
Oh, so it's less of like going. So it's less of like it's like a wall basically, where like the doorway is underwater, but like you swim up and like, you know, you're inside the building type of deal.
I
Is that
believe
what you're
so.
trying to say?
You know, the takeaway from it is that you do have to go underwater briefly to get to it, even at low tide. You know, again, high tide
Yeah.
you're not entirely sure of, but
When you said pocket, I assumed you meant it was like you swam like, you know, like 10 feet underwater and like stayed there, and there's like a little room.
gotcha.
something.
Not quite like that, no.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I mean, I assume that Kaya comes back
Mm-hmm.
at some point.
I believe so.
My terrible drawing.
And
How
I mean, at that point, I think she'd say, and we would sort of head back to the others.
And that's kind of what I would imagine. Like, it's like a tunnel, and like they're up there, like,
Yeah.
it's open. There's no water over there.
that's basically how I'm picturing it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
Sorry, I
you
wasn't
come in
on
down
the
here,
map.
come up to here, and then the stairs would be down here.
Mhm.
And the tides when it fills might fill this chamber and cause flooding down into the rest of the temple, or it might have enough of a length back up along this way that goes up that it doesn't allow that. But we don't know that yet.
Oh,
I think we should keep that picture.
and
there
also,
as well.
Right now. Yeah.
Part of the
And-
plan.
I relay this, like, I walk up to everyone, look back to everyone, and relay this information.
Did Sharper get any clams?
he couldn't find any clams. No clams.
Oh, you did one job, Sharper.
So, yeah, I'd say I found a possible entrance. It seems to be underwater, so we'd all have to swim. Just a little bit.
I assume this would have taken some time for them to do all this.
Yes.
I believe we said it took an hour or so scouting.
About 2 hours
Maybe
in
Two.
between. Mhm.
Maybe
hours.
Yeah.
And
we should
We
wait
have
till
2
the
hours
tide
to
goes back
explore.
out tomorrow.
we need low tide. We need to make sure we're exploring during low tides.
Exactly. We've wasted most of the low tide time now. We should maybe just camp, over on the dry land for tonight and then come in when the tide's going out tomorrow, so we have as much time as possible down there.
Right? Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea.
If we're comfortable sleeping out here for the night.
I mean, maybe not on this wetlands. Maybe we go back a mile to the dry land area a bit more, but yeah. I don't see the point in going all the way back to the camp to have to walk all the way back out. It's not like we need them.
No, I think we can rest here, so to save some time. We could explore around a little bit if you guys want.
Well, I mean, we could just. I don't think there's much to see. So.
Well, it'll also give us a chance to see if any other creatures do move around with the tides. For all we know, the tide comes in, and so does the big monster.
So do we want to scout around the edge or something?
I'd kind of like to scout around the edge, see if I can see if I can't find any evidence of shellfish beds.
Well, I will go back and set up camp. If maybe Shafir and someone else wants to come with me, and then I
think
mean,
if we're gonna start
follow the
setting up
smoke.
camp, we should just all set up camp. I don't believe splitting up
I
while
think-
looking for monsters or hostile creatures is a good idea.
don't go looking for a fight. I thought you guys were just going to scout the area and stuff like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have to be looking for one to get into one.
But you
Any
can
advantage.
actively avoid them all the same as well.
Yes, but there
If we see
also
them
are
coming.
circumstances where you don't see them coming and they're upon you before you can react.
Well, don't let that happen. Keep your head on a swivel.
Don't
Could
die.
always be ambushed. You don't know.
Don't die. Alright, so then Shapira.
So are we splitting the party?
Nick- We're splitting the party.
I mean, like,
Who's going to make
So who was going to help you make camp? Because I mean, if you need more help making camp, I'll help you make camp.
I mean, like,
Kaya
it
would
was
help, but
yeah, it was literally anyone who didn't want to do the scouting and stuff. Because if you guys are being sneaky, then like I've said before, Nyx really isn't sneaky, so she would be quite happy with staying dry and just going to set up camp for everyone to come back to a nice camp and dinner already cooking and everything like that. It's like, even if it was just her and Shafira, so, they weren't technically alone.
I mean, I'd kind of like to do scouting. Because I would like to go try and find somewhere where I can try and find some clans or something. But
more
I mean,
shellfish.
I'm bad at scouting, and so that's why I'd be like, well, if you need help camping, I can help camp.
I mean, Nyx would just shrug and be like, anyone can come, really. It's just be better to come back to a warm camp, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
I guess.
I mean, I'll only be at most maybe a mile that way. I'll set up a fire and you should be able to follow the smoke, assuming you don't come back too late.
Okay.
I think we're just
So,
looking around the
yeah.
area. I don't think we'll get too far away.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go around exploring too much.
Oh,
Yeah, like, it's not like we're splitting the party for a week
okay.
to explore different dungeons or something. Like, there's every chance we would still be able to see each other most of the time.
So you can move next your hex, your token, onto Tythrans as well. And when we separate, we'll separate. So Shafira is certain. Oh God.
Yeah. This map is not very big, I just realized.
It's not.
My 60-foot aura covers the entire map.
Yeah, so we're actually gonna
Oh.
pull you off. And we'll
Technically,
pull-
Yeah,
Technically,
yep,
it's a
I will
60
use
mile.
Chester
Okay.
because he doesn't have an aura set.
Yeah, I like that. I
Fair
like
enough.
Chester.
So again, we'll just do sort of a we go
Okay,
this
so
way,
can you
you
stay
go
there?
this way type thing.
I think the plan was basically just to walk around all these like outside X's, basically,
Okay. Before,
and then loop back around to wherever the camp was.
Okay. So we'll just sort of do like this, and at this point, I would like you to roll me weather, please.
Sure. What's that? It's a
And the-
wind speed of 17 in a direction.
And the whole
forward.
time we're going around, I would like to look out for evidence of shellfish heads.
And I'd like to keep an eye out for like kind of any sort of danger.
Mm-hmm. So when you get around here, a thick fog springs up. The kind of fog that we have seen before, and that really affects our eyesight. So the thing is, we're not clearing multiple squares. We're clearing a single square, and even that
convenient
is
for us.
really giving it to you.
Conveniently for us, it's meta that we only need to cover up these like one squares anyway.
Well,
Yeah, but I mean, the fog rolls in. I tell people, like, ask if anyone wants to like turn back. Otherwise, I assume we just keep going around.
I think it's better to keep ourselves hidden as well.
Yeah, but I mean, also hide the enemies. But we go forward.
okay.
Unless, like, something stops us, I'm just gonna say, basically. I'll even do it on the.
Sharfer.
Oh,
Yes.
Roll me perception.
Where
I
are we
shall
getting
roll you
perception roll?
perception.
Like right here?
Oh God.
Wait,
Oh God.
Perceive.
Right about there.
Perceive it. I see maybe something.
Would anybody
I
else
don't
like
know,
to roll
that's pretty-
perception as well?
Yes.
You
I
can
see
if you would
nothing.
like to.
It's quite foggy.
No.
It's quite foggy.
I see the most.
To be fair,
nothing.
we're rolling with like super disadvantage right now. Okay, there's nothing there.
I still see the most nothing.
Yes.
And then now we walk here. And then now we walk back to the camp.
And is there any just large grouping of shells all over the beach anywhere?
Oh god,
my
the
God,
world
I
is
know,
breaking.
Yeah,
up.
there's another earthquake.
Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
Oh my God. I assume it's also not meta for us to be able to say we know where the camp is, because I mean it was established. But even in the fog, like we don't get lost, right? Or do we need to roll? Like,
If
a
I
survival or something?
can I get a survival check from one person?
Is anyone good at
Be-
survival? Otherwise, they can
before
do
any
it.
of us, before any
I
of
got
us,
this.
do it. I have a +2. What does everyone else have?
+4.
Yeah,
Two.
not me then.
And that.
Beautiful. You do not get lost even in the thick fog.
Is it like
I could have done better.
It is thick enough to cut. It is cartoon like cutting a section of fog thick or out thick,
but is it like damp fog?
Yeah, damp,
Like
little sticky.
you know how sometimes
I do. Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know how you can get differences between like a dry
Yeah.
fog and a actual damp one that can still wet you like it's raining, but it's not.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is that.
This one is definitely on the damper side of
So,
fog.
so if this was one of those cartoony, you can cut it fogs.
Uh-huh.
When we get back to camp, can I cut out a door and open it?
Yes.
And walk through? Honey, I'm home.
I'm just sweeping out some fog.
Did you do the fog dishes?
And all of a sudden, nobody should be able to see anything
Ah,
Oh
God.
god, see nothing.
because we have no light sources.
The
They
fruit.
don't have torches, do we?
I have a
It's
torch.
possible.
I do.
I have
have
a
a
hooded
lantern.
lantern. I have a hooded lantern and some flask of oil.
But I mean, wouldn't have Nyx made
Yeah, I would have set
fire?
up a campfire,
You got a campfire.
and I would have,
Unless
if I
the campfire
needed
got
to,
put
have
out.
lit my lantern to do
I
so.
understand it just takes me a couple minutes to toggle everybody's settings and make a light source, so, you know.
It's all good. Yeah, we can make. I will drag Chester into roughly the center, and you can make him a light source.
Yeah, I will
Is Chester on fire?
No, but he can be the fire,
He can be.
and his position can be right next to the fire to keep him
It's
nice
the
and warm.
frog clearing for the third time I think we fought frogs.
So
here.
you
I think
may
I
have
just-
to.
yeah.
I will actually move everybody's token because I am update on drop.
Oh god, there's two of me.
Can everybody see now?
Yeah, I see everything.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see everything.
Yeah, it's not like it's light based,
Yeah.
unless you've added like super bright light everywhere or put on
I
daylight settings.
possibly did.
I mean, I see everything.
What about now?
Still the same.
Still
It's a
see
page.
everything.
It's a page setting. Do you have
I
daylight
do
mode
have
set on
daylight
when you're
mode
done?
on, Yep.
There we go.
Yeah.
So Chester will be our fire there, or there.
Thank you, fire Chester.
I should have.
Chester's on fire. I throw water at him.
No, Chester himself is next to the fire.
I know.
It is now pitch black and no one can see anything.
I would also need a 30-foot radius of bright and 30-foot dim.
For you
'cause I'll have
specifically?
Yeah, because I'll have my lantern on.
Okay.
I would like to have 30 feet of bright and 30 feet of dim as well.
So I think a story can see in the darkness.
Who can?
A story.
Yeah, again, your tokens aren't necessarily saved, so.
But,
let's see.
uh,
Low light?
They need to make it a separate page on the character
It just
sheet
really needs to save.
for token
Yeah.
settings. It needs a separate page on the token on the player sheet for token settings, where you can set your night vision and all that.
Yeah.
Because then they can link it to your sheet's armor class. and
Technically, like
character
you
points.
can, the DM can link a token that's already has all the settings on to
Yeah,
a
but
character sheet.
That's,
You need to re-update it whenever you level or whenever you need to put on lights and put night vision on and stuff like that.
No, if the DM update, if you update it live, like if you update the same setting, it should update. Or if you update your character sheet, it should update. If the settings are connected to
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
are
I
already
don't
connected
think-
to the stats.
I don't think
You
they
can
are
connect them to
currently.
the stats.
Oh, where's
They currently
that?
are not.
I know we
Yeah.
should figure that out after this session.
Yeah, after
well,
this
again,
session,
like
we
if
can
you
do it.
put everything on your token, and then you like remove the old token from their sheet, and then save the new token, it should have everything saved to it.
Yeah, you just
But
need
you can
to...
also
Should.
make it so it updates on its own.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know you could update it on your own. I thought you had to manually do it every time because I have
The,
to.
the GM has to update on it just to make
okay.
it so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I constantly have to re-update BB's HP and armor class onto his token.
Yeah, that's because
Yeah.
again, that would be after it's on there. I would have to resave it as a new one, but
That's all good.
ooh. We don't have any sort of tents or anything like that, really, do we?
Give me a quick second. I will do up a quick survival to see if I manage to make bivouacs for everyone. I made some shoddy shelters at best. Some sticks piled together, Still better than the last one I made for myself, so I'd be like, hey, look, guys, I'm learning.
I'll use it out of courtesy.
As we are getting down to rest, do we have water?
I do, yes. I still have 5 uses in my water.
What about everybody else? Do we still have water?
I'm hydrated as always.
Well,
Should have water.
okay, well, be sure to tick down your water. And then...
If you have a water skin, it should weigh 5 full, and then it's basically just 1 removal for each thing. And I've also marking off a frog ration now as well.
Rations or anything if you have to eat. If you are one of the unlucky few.
Damn it, I count as one of those.
I mean, I could also try and do survival to search for food.
Yes, you could.
I'm going to.
Okay.
13.
13 is certainly enough to find, water. And then finding food. You manage to scrape, enough berries, enough mushrooms to fill basically your stomach, but not other people's.
I mean, where are we even, at the point where we hurt for food?
Well, I mean, you have to eat
I mean,
daily,
Yeah, sure, but we have the frog rations and all that. That we're carrying.
Are we passing out those frog
Those
rations?
spoil.
If we're passing out the frog rations, it's fine.
I mean, I have 5, and this place they don't eat them. So if somebody needs rations because they don't have it yet, I have some.
I mean, Shafira
Well,
would gladly take.
Sure, I'd give Sapir one of the frog rations.
Mm-hmm.
It is charred, so I mean, hope he doesn't mind the burnt Venus. Sapir, you're so much bigger than
Than you thought? Yeah, I know. she has a presence about her. When she eats, it's very obviously apparent that she's somewhat self-conscious about it. Because she takes something and she goes away towards the distance into the darkness to eat. She for the most part lacks, opposable thumbs, things like that. She can't quite go about it the same way. She obviously does it in a very animalistic way. And it's also very apparent that she's somewhat ashamed by that.
We need to get her thumbs. Make her happy.
All right. My question for the rest of you is, do we wish to go ahead and end the session right now? We're a tiny little bit in between. Or do we want to go ahead to the next day where we begin sort of exploring the temple, surely by the looks of things? Because it is kind of a natural stopping point here, but we're also a tiny little bit short.
And I'm a bit tired, but if everyone else wants to keep going, I can keep going.
I'm fine either way.
I just realized I was muted then.
Yeah, I personally don't mind what we do. Yeah, I don't know. It does seem like a very natural wrap up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I would prefer to save it for next week so we can have the entire
Sure.
thing.
We can have pretty much
week.
the entire session working on the temple and through the temple and all that. So yeah, it's a good place to end.
Dungeon crawl.
It was a good one, Sharfer. I'm so sorry for
I really don't mind that. I understand. It's exactly what a frog would do. Like,
you'd go for the little one that you can eat. And...
I know my frog. I know my frogs. I know the. But man, Shaffer is going to have some nasty flashbacks every time he hears the word frog or Nashday.
We need to get Sharper a garlic necklace or something, so when they eat them, they're like, ew.
Are you sure Are you
are
sure,
you sure that's
like,
gonna work?
Perfectly seasoned.
Yeah, now I'm just seasoned.
I
Like,
love
what
this
the
taste.
fuck? Should I carry around some salt and pepper with me too?
How much experience did we get for the donation
I
day?
didn't think it would be that hard either. They were...
Give us bonus experience then. Give us level 3. Do it.
You know,
Can I have bonus experience for
only
breaking
need
out of the
500.
hashtags?
We need 425.
You're looking at 125 experience. We have fought off the frogs, and we have found a way into the Temple of Rain.
Nice.
That's enough for level 3.
120, is it?
600 experience. No, 600
No.
experience for it. We needed
Oh, can we round up
300
to
more.
125?
We
That's
need
what it
300 more experience points.
The first
after
time I
this.
said 125. The second time it just said 120,
Yeah.
but it is 125.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But we still need. I still need 400.
Ah, okay.
300.
I still need
We
300.
need 300.
Well, 375. Well, because we're newer.
No, we were on
Oh.
40. No, you guys should still be at the same experience.
We
points
should
as
be at
us,
the
though,
same
right?
experience, yeah.
I think, no, we were slightly ahead, I believe.
You're right, you are
they were
slightly
you were
ahead.
slightly
Yeah,
ahead.
you're right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not by much, but like.
Yeah,
It's
just
literally
100 or so,
75
yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, good session. Again, Sharper, sorry. You just keep getting it.
Assert dominance and just say that, yeah, I ate you. What you can do about it?
You have to make it your pointy at all
I'm
the
gonna
frogs you can.
start carrying around explosives with me. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good one. If you have been watching, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't been watching, I hope you start watching. And I hope you all have a great day. And peace out.
Yeah, my day's gonna be great.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
All right.